see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
We're back in the studio. The morning show has returned. I'm not centered in my camera. Oh, whatever.
I gotta center you.
Yeah, fix
Keep
me
going,
up. Fix me up nice. Welcome to the morning show.
The way you sit, go a little more left. A little more right. Sorry, a little more right. A little more right. Yeah, there you go. There you
I'm
go.
at the edge of the table.
Hey, not drag that's the way you sit. You sit like a weirdo.
Welcome to the morning show. It's Wednesday. George is here in the studio with me today. I don't know if he's on camera yet because Poseidon. Whatever. My name is Phil Balabanos. If you want to find out stuff about me, you can go to balabanos.com where you can find out stuff about me. That's what I said, yeah. George, the host of many a podcast, some of which he's wearing on his person. The Backstage podcast, where he talks to people backstage, gives them the old backstage finger. It's an analog. It's not it's a metaphor, right? He also has Just Us Dads, where less metaphorically, many of fingers have been thrown like this, fa-pow, to their kids for misbehaving, where three best friends
I was worried where you were going with that.
What do you... Oh my God, again with the pedophile shit? It's early, bro. Jesus Christ. This man is respectable. He's a father. And him and his other friends, who are dads as well, they get together in the basement. And they talk about fatherhood. Tales from the Fatherhood on Just Us Dads, releasing their new series very soon. If George would just follow my fucking instructions, they'd be online already. Poseidon, the Poseidon 69, chugging water like it's a dick and he's in jail. You can see him all over the internet on Twitch playing with kids. And if you want to support the endeavors of the great Pantelis Comedy, you head over to panteliscomedy.com. What's the Patreon?
Patreon.com/Pantelis.
Patreon.com/Pantelis, so you can support all of the laughter. Because if we don't support laughter, then really we support war. I said it there. I said it.
Well said.
Thank you. George,
What's going on?
nice to be back.
Yeah.
For everyone who was wondering, by the way, we weren't cancelled. Just so you know.
Oh, yes.
They were touring.
We were touring, yes.
Yeah, they went. Poseidon decided to do a tour of the delta of the St. Lawrence River. He drove out to the mouth of the delta where he fucking committed
atrocities.
Atrocities. I mean, that's not the right word, because I heard that
only Russia's gonna get in on the action.
You committed some moving violations while on tour.
Yes.
I heard you fucking emaciated a poor woman's car.
What? So hold on, before we get to that.
Yeah.
Speaking of live streaming, I recently live streamed Elden Ring, and I don't want to brag or nothing.
You married the witch?
What?
I
did, yes.
See, I know shit about games. I watch Facebook gaming channels.
And I got cool armor in return.
Okay.
I am nerd.
I really have no idea.
It's a video
what you're
game.
talking
It's a
about.
video
What's it
game.
called?
Elden Ring. The only reason I know what he's talking about is because Facebook does everything now, including podcasts.
Yeah. I'm on it. Yeah.
I'm like, why am I watching this like 14-year-old Indian play video games? I just get into it and I just watch for like an hour.
Yeah. And I don't want to brag, but I am a level 99.
He doesn't mean to brag. He doesn't mean to boast. But he eats a whole bag of toast. George, what you got for me? What are you going to say?
So how was it all the way in the east of Quebec?
We had fun, but yeah, if you guys go to 2 drink minimum and you go to, I think we talked about on the intellectuals as well, we talked about how I demolished a woman's car trying to get out of a parking lot.
You hit it with a tour bus.
Yeah. I scraped the whole side of her car and it looked like a can opener.
There you have it. Admission of guilt.
You're saying it as if like
I mean, they had insurance. They spoke to her. They didn't just drive
no,
away.
I understand.
Poseidon's like, yeah, I drove off. Don't tell nobody.
Well, no, actually, at some point, because here's the thing: I stopped. We joked around that I was trying to take off, but I wasn't. So
Okay.
so I stopped. I pulled. I get out. I had to go do some tests at the theater, and then I'm like, "Yo, preach, you got."
I
this?"
just
Preach is
pictured
like,
Poseidon on stage going, to be or not to be. How's that, guys? He's just testing stuff, testing material by himself.
Actually, no, I'm gonna do that to make them laugh next time.
Well, now I said it out loud. It's not funny, but go on.
The sound guys, yeah, they'll know. It's they won't know. But
Do you think they speak English?
no? But maybe they don't.
Okay, yeah. So what happened?
Let me finish.
That's what she said. That's what he says to her every weekend. Let me finish, baby.
You mean that's what she says to me?
No, you say it.
So yeah. So you hit the girl and then you leave.
So no, what happened? Preacher's like, no. Preacher's like, yo, go. I'll take care of this. The woman at some point panicked. She thought it was a hit and run. I was like, nah. And then the cop
Was she
called.
serious though? She thought you were gonna run. Has she seen you ever try to run? You can't run.
But I can drive fast though. But so yeah, at some point, like I think they got a little bit nervous or whatever. And then the cop called me. He's like, yeah, Mr. So and so. I'm like, yeah. He's like,
That's how you answered him? Yeah.
yeah. I go, what?
Oh, okay.
Like in French. He goes, yeah, it's about this. I go, yeah, I know. I'm back in 5 minutes. I just finished what I had to do. He's like, oh, okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, okay. And then I came back. I gave him my deets and everything.
Gave him the D, eh? Hey, Mr. Officer, I got some D for you.
Uh-huh.
What'd you do while you were gone? Did you also commit a crime?
No, I don't even remember. Actually,
Oh, by the way, sorry to interrupt. Jorge Rosales dropped 2 buckaroos.
already, shit, the show
Yeah.
hasn't even started. Thank you, buddy.
2 buckaroos in the chat.
Latino heat forever.
Hey, man, rip
No.
to the bad guy, Scott Hall.
That's why he dropped $2. He's calling out that he's reminding everyone that Scott Hall has passed away.
AKA
Reza
Reza Ramon.
Ramon.
Yeah, were you guys big? I know that you weren't big on wrestling.
I mean,
but,
I had a few friends who were into it, so I know who Razor
so did
Ramon
I,
was, and I
obviously.
remember Latino.
No, but there's
heat.
no way. There's no way that you grew up in our generation that you don't know who Razor Ramon is.
No,
Like, I mean,
it's.
it was.
I mean,
yeah.
it's very sad that he's passed. Ashes to ashes, VO5 hot oil to VO5 hot oil. Remember? He had that like slick back hair. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of the guy being dead. I'm just saying like that was his vibe.
But he had health issues.
I think it was a hip replacement. Something there was complications after the surgery. That's what I read. Don't quote me on it.
Now
but I'm
how
not
he
sure.
died, but before.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I think he has some other health related issues. But yeah, going back to the thing, I don't know what I did.
Okay.
I don't remember much.
It was so sincere. I don't remember.
I don't remember what I did last week. No,
what did I do?
We were just saying before we went on that yesterday, and this happens very rarely, especially for people listening that are fathers and that have responsibilities early in the morning.
Responsibilities.
I stayed up all night on Tuesday.
Doing fucking cocaine.
Well, Monday night. So Monday to Tuesday, all night. I was watching the new season of F1 on Netflix. And I was just telling you guys before we went live that I don't give a shit about F1. I'm not an F1
Me
guy.
neither. I think it's the stupid.
I don't watch it. I never got into it. Maybe a little bit back in the day when Villeneuve was racing.
I've been to the F1 here, the Grand Prix.
I've never been.
I went once. What I took away from it was zero memories because like it wasn't memorable. It was just a lot of people and a really bad sunburn because I took a nap.
Yeah.
I fell asleep near a water fountain. Bad call. Bad call.
I mean, look, it's an event. It's cool. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of buzz around it. It's nice. I like it.
You said it's cool, but you described it as an event with a lot of people. Those are two things I hate: events and a lot of people. So for me,
I like the aura of the thing, and it's an annual happening in Montreal. It brings a lot of people.
Happening.
It's a happening.
It's
yeah.
a happening.
So
that's what you did. You watched F1.
But all that to say that that show, I guess the series.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking well done, honestly, and I'm addicted to it. And I can care less about the actual sport. I don't care.
A good series, a good doc series, doesn't matter what it's about.
Yeah.
I remember once I watched, this is my favorite documentary of all time. It's called Act of God. Okay? It's about people getting hit by lightning. That's the whole premise.
Wow.
It's so fucking interesting. It is so fucking interesting.
So they just document different people that have been struck by lightning?
Well, I mean, some of them are dead, so they're dealing with the story and like the aftermath. And the whole premise is, and that's the thesis of the film, which is, it's an act of God. Like it's so random.
But the
that-
chances are like
The chances are minuscule.
non-existent. Yeah,
Some
yeah.
people get hit twice.
I saw that,
And
I
then-
could mention that.
It shows the aftermath of like, how do you consolidate those thoughts? Like, you know, like, why me? How did this happen to me? It's so fucking random and rare. If you survive, you're like, okay, like, what do I do with my life now?
Because I saw a clip. It was one of
You
those.
play the lotto.
For
Fuck
sure,
yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
you play the lotto.
Except
But
that's not how
I saw a
things
clip, and I don't know how real it is, but it looked real. It's like a security footage of a guy walking. He gets struck by lightning. He drops. A couple seconds later, I guess, I don't know.
I think it's like a black and white corner of a street, right?
Yeah, he gets back up. He walks, and he gets struck again.
I think that turned out to be a hoax.
It
I
was
remember
it?
seeing
Okay.
it that it was VFX. Or
It looks
something.
really good, though.
It does look really
Yeah.
good. So George, but Poseidon did nothing of any interest besides commit like misdemeanor felonies. You watched F1.
But I work.
Okay, so that's what we did. Well, you guys are all caught up.
Do you actually work though when you go there, or you just hang out?
No, he's running the tour.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't
I take
He doesn't
care of,
know.
Dude, you're acting like I should know this. I don't know. I'm asking you. What do you do?
I do a lot of I take care of a lot of I do a lot of the stuff no I'm joking.
He kind of he coordinates for them. He's basically like
It's a joke. I'm joking.
you know what he is?
Hold on.
you know what he does
You
for
like
them.
that, George?
What's your? They call you like tour manager or something,
Regisseur.
right?
Regisseur.
Yeah. He's not. I wouldn't say he's actually a regisseur
What is a regisseur?
no.
because you're also doing other stuff too.
So a bit of
Yeah,
everything.
you're a bit of like half regisseur, half gopher, half coordinator. It's like a bit of everything.
What does a
Half
regisseur
manager,
do?
yeah.
He kind of directs the tour, but like not really.
Yeah, well, he
Yeah.
directs.
So you tell us what you said. It. You said you're a regisseur. So what do you do?
Yeah, he directs the theatrics. But the thing is, it's a stand-up comedy show, so there's not that many theatrics. So you just gotta get the lights and the sound coordinated because there's
Music before, like
music
intro,
before,
outro, that
intros,
kind of stuff.
outros, this,
But
that.
do you decide that stuff?
No, the artists decide it, and I take care of it for them because the artists don't want to stress
And then
for
there's
that shit.
probably
right?
someone behind the scenes. All right, thank you. Give it up for whatever. Is that you that does that, or
No, there's none of that.
oh, there isn't. Oh,
There's
okay.
none of that. There could be, but usually that's between the artists.
I went to see a comedy show.
So I just looked because I've heard the term often in the last year and a half,
It's a
whereas
theatrical
before
term.
I would never hear it. It's a stage manager.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
there you go,
basically
yeah.
either in cinema and television, a regisseur is an AD, an assistant director. In theater, you're a stage manager, which
Yeah.
that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. That's
he's
the
a
best
stage manager.
way.
Yeah,
Stage
because
manager.
a director like réalisateur, it implies creative decision making, which you're not doing because the artists are doing that, right?
Yeah.
That's why I've always been like, you're not really a regisseur.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're right. If that's what it means, then yes, you are the regisseur.
yeah, no, you 100% because I asked the artist what do they like, and then
It's amazing to me that he can
bring it to
remember
life.
the word regisseur, but anytime someone comes into the studio and he introduces me in French, he goes, "Ici c'est notre directeur."
yeah, but
Because, and they think I'm like the finance director of this operation. I was like, what?
Of the
And I've told him, I go, that's not the same in French. And he's like, I got you, bro. And then he still does
no,
it.
but I kind of do it to annoy you, and it's kind of like our inside joke.
Now it is.
You know, it's funny.
Now
that
it
you,
is,
it's funny that you
but
mentioned
not
that.
before.
Words that mean different things in English and in French. We had an intern once at the office.
Yeah.
And he was an Anglo. Okay, like he spoke a little bit of French, whatever.
Like a
but-
dirty Anglo.
No, he was
So
like-
regular Anglo.
Yeah, he was like a West Islander. Whatever, you know what I mean? And so he comes in late one day.
Yeah.
And
In retard? He came in retard?
So he's like,
J'étais
oh,
retardé."
désolé, je suis retardé.
I mean, technically, he's not wrong.
That's funny.
It was just funny.
It was funny.
Anyway, yeah.
But speaking of lightning strikes, did you guys hear of the man that like got struck by lightning multiple times and then won the lotto multiple times?
What?
I remember.
It's a real story.
That's funny. Yeah.
I mean, you look into that. You know what I did last week while we were in here? I went to court. I had my day in court.
For what?
2 moving violations. And I exited victorious.
To what violation?
Moving violations.
What's a moving violation?
Like not a parking ticket
Oh, okay.
because I was moving.
Okay.
And I violated the laws. Allegedly, but I've been found innocent since.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Are you happy?
I'm very happy.
I went to see. I just remembered we didn't have the kids for the weekend. They were at my in-laws.
I thought you lost them. Okay.
Yeah, we lost the kids, and we're like, yeah, fuck, screw the cops.
Where would they be?
They'll show up eventually.
Maybe they're hiding in a pantry.
Let's call the cops on Monday. It's okay. Let's
It's
enjoy
24
the
hours
weekend.
before you can file a missing person anyways.
Let's wait
They'll
70.
be fine.
Let's wait
They're
72
half
hours.
Colombian. They can live in the bush.
So for a rare time, we had a nice, enjoyable weekend with my wife. We went to have dinner on Saturday, and we went to see a comedy show at the 10:30.
In French?
Yeah, it was in French. It was nice. It was nice being around people. But I'll never.
Still don't like that.
It's okay.
saying.
No, it was funny. It was a funny show.
No, not that. I mean, the being around people.
Yeah, that me too. And it's funny because of the work I did. But you think. But anyway, I'll never get used to like these cultural differences that we have with the French Canadian people here.
Such as?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
So we sit down.
Please do.
And everyone's getting ready to see the show, whatever. So I sit down with my wife, and
They started calling her out for being darker in complexion,
no. First of all, we had to wear a mask the whole time, which whatever, it's okay.
which is hilarious, right? For the comedy show, yeah.
It's I had someone sitting like right next to me, like there was no meter distance, like nothing.
So they're right next to you. So when they laugh, the mask goes like that.
It was
and
like
everything
full
goes this way.
It was full capacity, but we had to wear the mask anyway.
All right.
And they had bars, so people were getting drinks, whatever. But so we just went straight to our seats, and we sit down, and then in front of us, the row right in front, there's a couple. Doesn't she pull out like a bottle of Porto? Like
Was it a BYOB establishment?
I don't know. I just find it
I
strange.
mean, maybe it was.
And they had their own little glass.
They brought their own glasses. I like that.
Yeah, like little
because you
Porto
can't
glasses.
drink port out of like a regular glass. You need the fucking weird, strange
So
glass.
they're sitting
The
there,
absinthe
and-
glass.
They're pouring the thing and they're cheering, and I'm like, that is so strange. Like you're in a theater, you have to bring your
Now that you said that, I just had a flash. 2 weekends ago, we had gone shopping in Laval with the kids, and it got to be lunchtime, and my kids started getting like, I'm hungry, fuck, like just tripping. And I was like, the little one's not going to eat out. Like, I know it. If we take her somewhere, she's going to be a hassle. And I was like, what's kid friendly where even if they're disgusting, the children, and they're like all over the place, no one's going to judge me. Yeah. And we're driving through Centropolis. I'm like, Boston Pizza.
Yeah.
And I see a big sign that says kids under 5 eat free for lunch. I'm like, this is where we're going.
We'll come back tomorrow.
So we go to Boston Pizza. We sit down. It has not aged well. It looks like a Pizza Hut from the 70s. Like it's in bad shape. Food was like whatever.
Yeah.
Like I look around at one point and I was like, I have never felt so superior in my life. I was surrounded. First of all, we were the only table where English was being spoken in the whole table, right? And that's not why I felt superior. But the people around us were like a cross section of Laval society, the Francophone Laval society, like the whitest of trash. Like kids not wearing pants. Like the kids like, I don't want to wear my pants. They're like, ah ouais Mario, fais pas solo. And then they're laughing about it. But the kid's in like, not in a diaper, not a baby, like a 7-year-old in a restaurant who's taken off his socks, his feet are on the table, he's in his underwear. And he's eating.
I'd get a beating.
The beating I would have gotten.
Oh my goodness. Holy shit.
Like, I was looking around, I was like, are all the people in here related? Like, are they just one family who's having kids with each other? It was very strange. It was very strange.
There's a lot
and the waitress comes to serve us, and she speaks to me in French, and I answer her. And then she mumbles something under her voice in English. So I answer her in English. Like, she was talking to herself. Like, she didn't talk shit about me. Like, she was writing the order. And I was like, and I repeat myself in English. She looks at me. She's like, oh, you speak English? I'm like, yeah. And she was like blown away. I'm
It
like,
hasn't happened in
yeah.
like
She goes,
years.
we don't see a lot of Anglophone. The way she said it, we don't see a lot of Anglophones here. I'm like,
I just had to think of the word.
I look around, I go, I won't be coming back, but thank you for addressing my difference. I feel special now.
I've seen a lot of strange things like
It was
that.
a very weird experience.
I've been to
I've seen a lot of things, strange things lately.
no because
It's like how you said it.
I've been where was I? I can't remember. It was outside. Actually, it was at my house, man. I was at the park, and it's like 6:30 p.m. You know, the time that usually you would imagine families start putting their kids down or start getting them ready, and a bunch of kids are playing, like French kids, you know, at the park, and they had their the pajamas on already.
At the park?
Yeah, and
You're going to wear your pajamas that you're going to put in your bed outside?
and it's not the first time I see that. It's like, okay, put on your pajamas.
Maybe they weren't pajamas. It's like loungewear.
No. They were pajamas. You know what a pajama looks like, yeah?
I don't know anymore. After COVID, I'm not sure what pajamas are and what's...
Like anything is considered
anything
pajama.
is considered clothes.
So yeah, and they weren't alone. There were like 5-6 of them. They were all playing together. I don't know if they're related or if they live nearby or whatever it is. So yeah, they were all wearing their pajamas. And I'm thinking, okay, they put on their pajamas. They told them, okay, go play at the park. You have 10 minutes and then come back and it's bedtime.
But then you're going to take your outside pajamas into
Yeah,
bed?
like I don't get that.
Like, I get mad at my sister. She comes over and she'll sit on my bed. I go, don't sit on my fucking bed with your outside clothes. She goes, you do it. I go, those are my clothes. This is gross. I don't know where you've been. She's like, that's fucking weird. Don't be crazy.
No, it's not weird, but why would you sit on
You know what
anyone's
always
bed to
bothered
begin
me?
with?
You know what always bothered? She's my sister. It's different.
cares? Yeah, but
I also live in the house we grew up in, so it's like there's like very little boundaries when
Like
she's
I don't
over.
even sit on my. I'm like I go to sleep in my bed. Like I don't just go and just.
Well, I'm sorry, George. We don't all live in a palace that has a den,
Nothing to do with
an
it, man.
abode, a boudoir, and also a second bedroom. Okay, my bedroom is part of the main house. That's where we fucking live. We're not all making George money.
No, but dude, it's a closed bedroom. Why would you go chill in the bedroom?
No, you've never been to my parents' home. That's why.
I have been to your parents' house.
You walk into the house.
Yeah.
You walk into the apartment. You're 2 steps from the bedroom. The door's always open.
Okay, still, it's a bedroom. Why would you go
I
sit in
don't
the
know.
bedroom? Go
I
sit
don't
in the
know.
kitchen. I don't know, in the living
That's
room.
not comfortable in the kitchen.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying, you don't. I don't have the. You lived in Park X. You know what a small
I know
apartment
exactly
feels
what you're
like.
talking
Yeah.
about, but even in Park X, I
You know
wouldn't
what
go
always
sit on
bothered
on
me
the
when
bed.
people would come over and they'd put their coats on our bed.
I do that.
Everyone does it, but like it irritates me because then like things fall out of the pockets. You're lying down. Next thing you know, you're getting stabbed with a syringe.
We want that George money.
What the fuck is it?
Should we do the news or are we doing podcast?
yeah,
well,
yeah,
like
let's
I feel like we're doing George and Phil live.
Yeah, George and Phil.
George and Philip in the morning.
Yeah, like
Has a nice tune to it. I like
It's
it.
from Community. I stole it. It's Troy and Abed in the morning. You never watched Community?
Of course I did.
Oh,
I
okay,
love
okay.
that shit, but
You
I
don't remember that?
No. My you know,
Donde
there,
está
there,
la
are,
biblioteca?
there are 2 scenes that I remember that I loved. The
One
first
of the best shows ever
Yes.
was. Makes Seinfeld feel unfunny.
the,
Honestly,
What's it called?
there
Community.
was 2 scenes that are my
Dan
favorite.
Harmon.
That are my
Never
favorite
even
scenes
fucking
in that
heard.
show. Okay, the first one is Chang going in blackface. In Dungeons and Dragons, that I loved. The bro,
those big heavy themed episodes, like the meta episodes,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Fistful of Paintballs. Those are phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you love movies,
Guys, I'm so
Community
lost.
is a sitcom basically.
Okay.
I think there's 4 or 5 seasons. The last 2 seasons suck because it got canceled and brought back, and then Harmon left. And anyways, the first 3 seasons.
This is not animated, right?
No.
Okay.
Chevy Chase is in it.
Okay.
Chevy Chase, what's his name?
This is recent or it's like a long time
8
ago?
years ago.
Okay.
It ran and then it got canceled. It came back. It's basically the story of a bunch of like misfits at a community college.
Okay.
That's the premise.
All right.
But one of them is like on the spectrum, and one of them is like a Jehovah's Witness, and they all love like the creator like. It's a show that was made for guys who make shows and movies.
Yeah.
So if you have to watch it.
Yeah.
I
It's hard to really describe how funny it is.
I think
The anus flag, when they redid the flag of the school, it looks like a butthole. Remember that? Looks like the Impact
I
logo.
remember that.
They're like, that looks like an asshole. They're like, no, it's a sunburst or whatever.
But do you remember the time travel one?
There was a few, 2. Which one?
The one where they're going back in time with the pizza boxes and the apartment's on fire.
Oh, it's not a time travel episode. It's a bottleneck episode where you're just re-seeing the same stuff over and over again from different perspectives. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that time travel though?
There was no time travel in that.
I think there was.
I don't think
I'm
so.
probably
I mean, the
confusing
show
with
had no
but-
science fiction elements.
But 2 of my favorite scenes. The first one was that, and the second one was the one where he goes, "Ha, gay."
One of the best memes to be born of a show. Yeah.
100%. Which means I really like racist and homophobic jokes.
Is that? Did you set this whole conversation up so you could say that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do the first news story.
All right.
It's 10:20. We haven't done any news.
We haven't done any news.
But I felt like everyone like they didn't know where we were at.
Yeah, it was
So, yeah.
nice. A little, whatever you call it. So sad news, man. We're gonna start off yesterday.
Really, George?
Yeah, I'm gonna start off with It's very challenging for me to find positive stuff to.
You are challenged.
but,
Nowadays,
yeah,
I don't blame you, Joe.
yeah, exactly. A little girl was walking back home from school the other day.
Oh, that's too negative, bro.
10
Oh, I heard about this.
10-year-old girl, a 10-year-old black girl. Apparently, she was walking with a friend, and some fucking. I'm not gonna say the word. Whatever. So, a 21-year-old out of nowhere just comes out, grabs one of the girls. The other girl ran away, and he starts beating the shit out of this little kid.
It's got like a mental health situation.
I don't know. Obviously, they're going to have him evaluated, but there's a picture circulating of the girl out of the hospital, and obviously, we're not going to show it. It's not.
She made it.
She's alive. The girl's
well,
alive.
that's silver
She's-
lining.
Yeah, she's going to be okay. Obviously, she's going to have
Trauma for the rest of her life.
For the rest of her life,
Physical and
just
emotional.
randomly getting beaten up by a psychopath.
How do you?
And this
Can
was
I
in-
just
What
make a?
happened exactly?
What
Can
part of
you-
the city was this?
This was in was it in Pointe-aux-Trembles? So
Oh, wait, this was
Pointe-aux-Trembles.
here?
Yeah.
East of the
Oh
island.
my god, I thought that happened in the States. I thought it
no,
happened in
this
New
year.
York, bro.
No. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, a 10-year-old girl. Like
Why is a 10-year-old walking alone?
it was at 11 o'clock. So maybe
At
she
night?
was- no, in the afternoon. So maybe for lunch she was going back home, from school. Like I mean, they have that.
I don't know. I don't think I'd let my 10-year-old kids walk outside alone.
Well, I mean, but then when they're in
Yeah, but
11
Phil,
or 12,
man, at some point you have to, man.
Yeah, I would. Not at 10 years old, though.
Why?
10 years old?
I remember being young and going off.
I was
then
not
when she
allowed
go-
to wander around at 10 years old unaccompanied.
but then let's say she becomes 12 and she goes to high school. It's only 2 years.
I mean,
difference.
yeah, but 2 years is 2 years, man.
It
Here's a big
It
difference.
is a lot, but I mean, look, if it's in the neighborhood, like we don't know the details, but
Yeah, but
the story is that she was walking back home from school. So at 11 in the morning, I'm assuming that it's
I know a lot of
lunchtime or
people
whatever.
do that, but still.
So maybe like imagine living in Park X and you go to school like at Barclays. You know what I mean? It's like 3 or 4 blocks. A 10-year-old could do that. You can walk. It's not a big deal.
I don't know. I used to go to, like, just an example, like a comparison.
What was her name?
I don't know.
I was 12 years old, and I used to walk from my street to the corner of Dupuis and Lagare, which is like 4 blocks, like residential, like nice. And like until I was 13, because I used to do a day camp in the summer, my parents wouldn't let us go. My dad would take us. And then when I was 13 and I had a growth spurt and I was like I was as big as I am now, then he would let me walk my sister with me, who's 3 years younger.
Right.
Like my parents did not let us roam. We didn't live in Park X, don't forget. We lived in Côte-des-Neiges. It wasn't like I know everyone on the block.
Back in the day, oh man, yeah, maybe you didn't know everyone on the block.
We didn't
but
know
it was
everyone on the
same-
block?
But it was the same kind of
No,
level
it
of
wasn't. No, it
danger.
wasn't. Because the danger in Côte-des-Neiges was very different. There was like
Hold on. When it comes
mob
to,
wars
when,
in
when it-
Côte-des-Neiges,
when
like
it comes
gang
to,
wars.
When it comes to stories like this, because Joker wrote something and it bugged me in the chat.
What do you say?
He jumped to a conclusion where he goes, "How can black people not have respect for white people when those kind of things happen?"
We don't know the motivation
Well,
here.
actually, I have the story up right
He
now.
didn't say that. I
But
don't see that.
the guy, look,
I have. Oh, yeah, he did.
the
He
guy,
said
the
in
20,
chat,
the
click
20,
live
the
chat.
21-year-old guy is an Indian, by the way. So
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, context.
Yeah,
Tanvir Singh,
Tanvir
21
Singh.
years old.
Yeah. Why not just? It took me a quick Google search, bro. Why would you just?
Yeah,
This
I mean,
is how
let's,
racial happen,
let's
bro.
not jump to conclusions, and it's not a racial thing, guys.
Who let
We're,
Juicy Smollett in the chat?
Yeah. This is not. It has nothing to do with.
I ain't gonna commit suicide.
Yeah, let's not make this a racial thing. It's the story is about a girl that just,
This is a story of violence, not a racial thing. It doesn't seem.
which is
I
disturbing.
would really like to know, to understand, like how someone could do, why someone would do that.
Obviously, you have.
It doesn't
issues.
change anything,
You have
but I wanna
issues.
know.
But I don't know what possesses you to attack a 10-year-old kid. But every time stories like this come out, and especially now since I'm a father, I just put myself in the shoes of that girl's parents. I would lose my shit like you can't imagine.
I would kill the guy.
I mean,
Wouldn't you I don't know if I'd kill the person, but definitely I would think for sure violently. Like I think I need to get this guy in my hands right now.
the first thought that comes to mind to me, like thinking about it, because I have 2 girls, is that poor kid's life, the rest of her life is fucked. And
Guaranteed.
you weren't there. There's a lot of guilt that comes
Yeah.
to mind. You weren't there to protect her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably why I'm advocating for not letting a 10-year-old girl walk by herself. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I understand that a lot of people do it. I've seen kids do it. I mean, if you drive through Outremont, the Hasidic Jewish community, their kids are walking wherever
the
they're
time.
going at like 2.5 by
Yeah.
themselves. There's a 2.5-year-old pushing a stroller with a
With a newborn.
6-month-old.
Yeah.
And the 14-year-old mother is walking behind them. So like, it's a different, I mean, it's cultural maybe. My parents
Yeah,
were
but-
very protective of us
Yeah.
because we felt secluded in the neighborhood.
But Jews are built different, bro. They can survive crazy shit.
Like us, we had
I tried to be as like careful with the way I phrased that so it wouldn't come off wrong, and then you just shat on it. You just fucking unloaded diarrhea on it.
our parents were a bit protective, but not too much. Like there was a good balance. Like I remember, 8, 9 years old, taking my bike and going around the block, for example.
I
You know
wasn't
what I mean?
allowed to cross the driveway threshold with my bicycle. I had a brand new bicycle and I could just ride it up and down the driveway.
It's a little too much.
Maybe it was a little too much.
but,
here I am. I'm alive.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I still got singled out and beaten up by a random group of black guys for no reason.
But this has become a topic.
When I was 13, for POCs, let's call them that, from the neighborhood, I was walking home with my friend who's...
POCs?
yeah, that's what they like to be called now.
It sounds like a military term.
Yeah.
Bro. It actually sounds more racist.
3 Jamaican guys stopped me while I was walking home, maybe 40 meters from my house, because there's a school at the corner of my block. And they started giving me a hard time because I was walking with my friend who is a girl who is West Indian. She's dark, like she's from Trinidad. and they were getting mad that I was stealing. I mean, I'm not paraphrasing, that I was stealing their bitches. I explained to them that I just walk her home for safety reasons because her dad said he'd kill me if I didn't make sure she got home safe. And he was a large Caribbean man who frightened me, but like he was a good dude. And I understood. Now as a father, I understand completely where he's coming from.
100%.
They didn't like this. They tried to get some, what's the English term for khuftas? They tried to grab her.
Really?
I intervened. So they cornered me, took off their belts, tied me to a tree.
Because
It was
belts?
with their belts, like they were just holding me there and started like unloading on me.
No way.
She ran home.
Are you serious?
I tried to get away. I threw a few punches. They were much bigger than me. Then I always think about this and I laugh. There was a bunch of garbage bags there and I tried to get over them. Like I hopped over to get away.
You fell in?
No, but because their pants were so low, they all tripped on the garbage bags and it was really hilarious. They all just on each other. So I took off at that moment and one of them caught up to me because he was faster than me. Infer what you will.
What are you trying to say, Phil?
I'm just saying he was faster than me. They were much bigger than me.
Oh, okay.
And then I started getting more
Punches?
punches. I was
you
down.
serious?
Yeah, I took a beating. I was okay.
Crazy.
But the worst part is like I took a pretty bad beating, but I was okay.
Yeah.
Like they were really bad at giving a beating.
Yeah.
Like the worst hoodlums ever.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, out of the blue, I hear this sound. And it's my friend's dad running in his little shorts in flip-flops with a bat.
No, man.
And he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill. And he's coming at them. And out of the blue, my grandmother comes flying out of the house because she's now, they can see me. My parents aren't home. My grandmother, who's the only one home, comes out. You know those long rolling pins? The blasti.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a long piece of wood that they roll big dough out for philo.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
And she's like wearing like half a robe, like open. And she's running, screaming racial epithets at them. And they just take off because he gets there first, my friend's dad. And he takes one of them takes it to the rib. Oh, yeah, he took him right off of me. Just boom. No, he was also. And then he goes at the other ones and they disperse. And then the cops came. I was pretty like shaken up about it. I was pretty fucked up about it.
God damn.
And they asked me to describe them and I described them. And the cop looked at me. He was a black guy and he goes, you know we're not going to find them, right? I go, why not? Aren't you guys going to do like a fucking investigation? He goes, let me read back your description.
Yeah, 3.
4 black guys wearing loose-fitting
Was it a
jeans. 3 black guys wearing loose-fitting jeans. Yeah. And baggy shirts and like jackets. I go, yeah. He goes, anything else? I go, they had brown eyes. Like I described whatever I saw, right?
Yeah.
I was pretty fucked up, but like I saw them. But
Yeah, good
he
luck.
goes, anything else? I'm like, they had short hair. No dreads. I was like, I remember they had no dreads. He's like,
This was in the 90s?
this is in 2000 maybe.
Yeah, that was every black guy. in
Every black guy in
Côte
Côte
Yeah.
Honestly, for weeks
Every
afterwards.
black guy in Montreal. And not just black, but white guy. I dressed like that too.
You had cornrows though. Like I mean, for weeks after, I'd be walking around in the neighborhood and I'd be like, "Is that them?" I think I'm being
Or
racist.
anyone.
I'm like, I think I'm being racist.
Yeah.
Not
but see,
sure. Not
is,
sure.
But this is a topic.
Never saw them again.
Yeah, this is a topic that we discuss a lot on Just as Dads. Like, to what extent do you let your kids? Because at some point you have to let your kids go, right?
You have to, yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I mean, back in the day, like you said, Park X, everybody knew everyone. Like the neighborhood watch was like a real neighborhood watch, right? Like you would go 3 streets down.
It was the Katina watch.
Yeah, and they knew who your parents were. The families knew each other.
We didn't
there
have
was
that
this,
in Côte
So there was this like collective, urban safety, whatever you want to call it, right?
It was mutually assured destruction through gossip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Safety net.
maybe they felt safe. Today, though, and a lot of parents, they don't feel the same way. Like
I think
we
also-
wanted to go to the park, and my parents were like, "Okay, go to the park and come back at that time."
It's a different world.
Now the parents need to accompany their kids because, like, what if some creep passes by?
You know where I live, right?
and
Where I grew up.
kidnaps. Yeah.
You know where the park is? Kent Park.
Oh yeah.
You know how close it is to my home?
Right.
Okay. You also know there's a school there, right?
Yeah.
Literally attached to my building. We weren't allowed in the schoolyard unsupervised. And they could see us from the balcony.
Yeah.
Until we were much older.
Yeah.
Because when your parents came, they still had this in terms of letting your kids do what they want and walking around the village and the small towns, Greece was safe in that sense,
Yeah.
like post-war.
Yeah.
So they had that mentality. But my parents were born here. They grew up here.
Different
And by that point, it was a different world. Like the idea that an urban environment was a safer, newer environment was gone. And I agree with them. It's not a safe environment. Like, I have 2 little girls.
Because I feel now as a parent that it's the complete opposite of the way that our parents were.
I would never send them to the park.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
I mean, my kids are really young too still.
yeah, okay, but still, so we always have like, okay, at what age can you let the kid go to the park like where I live. I mean, you guys
33.
You've been to my place. I mean, it's a dead end. There's no cars. There's like
I've never been to your place. You never invited me.
Yeah, you'll come. So literally, you come out of the house and like you're in a park, right? So it's right there. So
Fucking that George money, huh?
You're damn right. It's a dead end.
Yeah. We got our own cul-de-sac. We call it Chandriza sac.
So the park is right there. So at some point we're like, okay, just go run to the park and come back, whatever. So, and still we feel like no, let me go with let me go with the kids, you know. Anyway, very sad news. I'm happy that the kid is doing okay. I hope that it doesn't affect her too much. Going forward, but yeah, we just live in a fucking sick world.
I don't know what to make of it.
Anyway.
I haven't thought about that story in a long time. That was fucked up that happened.
Mademoiselle Mew in the chat said, teach your girls how to defend themselves. It's a rough world out there.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
I'm all for teaching
Self-defense?
kids self-defense and everything, you know, especially not just for situations like this. Situations like this are much rarer, but what's more common is getting bullied at school, and then, you know, you got to teach your kids how to fight back. So if they get fucking pushed around, you gotta teach them how to smack a bitch, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's not. I mean, you're not wrong. She's not wrong either. She's right.
Yeah.
Like my kids,
Right.
my little one's too little to teach her self-defense. Although I instinctively don't worry about the little one as much because she's rough. Like we've had issues where she's like rough with other kids at the daycare, and they're like, "Listen, your kid's kind of a bitch." I was like, "Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
She doesn't get it from me." Hi, Anna.
This is recorded, right?
It's live. But my older one is so dainty and like tiny. I worry. Like we had issues I had talked about on the show where there was a kid really bullying her. I mean, I went with Chris from Justice Dads, your buddy, to the Science Museum the other day. On last Friday, we took them to the Science Museum, and like I lost sight of her for a millisecond, and we were in like an exhibit. It wasn't like and my fucking heart stopped.
Yeah,
because I didn't know where she was.
And it's funny because Chris is the complete opposite. Eh? Chris is like, so don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine.
No,
it's
that's
okay.
not true. Chris is deferring to his wife to be on top of it.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
But
That's all it is.
but
Someone
the
else
issue
is doing
Okay,
it.
I'll tell you a story.
But the issue is here. Hold on, before we continue the issue, because she's talked about teaching self-defense. On situations like this, the kid can know self-defense, but it's a 10-year-old, bro. If a man of forget my size, if a man of Phil's size walks up to that 10-year-old,
What are you fucking trying? What does that even mean? Like,
I'm just saying somebody of your size could yeet the child. You know,
I wouldn't
regardless
eat a child.
yeet, like throw it.
You're too old to say eat.
So self-defense doesn't really help here, especially since, you know,
That's not true because if I've learned anything from kung fu movies, it's the little guys. You never know.
no, but
Well, there's Home Alone.
That doesn't count.
yeah, no, but I'll tell you a story with Chris specifically. This is 2 years ago. We went to Jerry Park, a bunch of us. It was like a barbecue, whatever. And Chris's older son at that time, I think he was probably 9 or 10. Probably
That
9.
kid looks divorced now. That's how old he looks now. He looks fucking divorced.
he's
Yeah, he's a
big,
big kid.
So he was with his bike, and at some point, I don't know, he did something. He was bleeding. He got some blood on his shirt. And Chris, look, okay, just go home and change, right? So he took his bike. He was with his bike.
It's quite far.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why Chris is like the example I give. It's like they're completely relaxed with their
He has
kids.
to cross like 5 major arteries to get
So
home.
he took off with his bike through Jerry Park into Park X all the way to their house and came back. At that same barbecue, we had some other friends that are like extremely protective, right? And they saw that and they're like, what the fuck is this? Are we doing something wrong with our kids? Oh my God. Because they're like, that's how I want my kids to be. I want us to be like okay to, you know, trust our kids and to be like, you know, mentally okay for them to leave. And it was like a culture shock for them. It's like, what do you
I'm
mean? They're gonna go
completely
by
fine.
himself? Like a 9-year-old. What do you mean? What, you're not going with him? It's like, oh, he's gonna be fine.
It was different times.
That's a pretty extreme example. I don't know. Like that's.
I don't know where I stand in this either.
I wouldn't do
you know?
that. I
No, but
wouldn't
it was
do
also
that.
it was different times back then.
No,
This was
we're
5 years
we're
ago.
talking about 2 years ago.
Oh, this was 5. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
yeah.
The kid's
Oh,
not
yeah.
actually divorced. He just looks big for his age.
Oh, okay.
I saw him
Yeah, but that
recently.
kid's safe, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like I was a big kid too. So
I wasn't raised
relatively-
that way. I was raised like with. I mean, they didn't hover over us at home,
Also, I was
like for
fat.
safety. Okay, I'm sorry that you felt that way. But like outside of the house, we was like stay nearby. Like I remember getting lost. Mind you, I got lost a lot in like department stores when I was very young. So I feel like it traumatized my parents. Like they had to call the cops once at Zeller's,
shit.
and I was sleeping. I had found a rack. I got lost. I got scared. I don't remember it. My dad's told me. I found like a rack. I got underneath it. I just dozed off.
Well, that's the safe thing to do.
This is the safest
Like, we
thing to
teach
do.
our kids, like, if you feel like you're lost, just stay where you are.
My daughter knows if she doesn't have a direct line of sight to me for more than 10 seconds in a department store specifically. The mall's different because it's open, but department stores are tricky. I go, if I can't see you for more than 3 seconds, I'm gonna whack you. I've never done it, but I need her to have that fear because she's not scared of getting lost. She's like, I'll find him.
Yeah.
But sometimes when she's not paying attention, I will
Purposely
hide. And the other day I did it, and she's like, Daddy, you know, the fear, like panic.
Yeah.
And I was like, you see that feeling? That's why you don't run off.
Jesus Christ, bro.
I'm scared, man. I'm scared she's gonna go because she's the kid, right? But now she knows. Like since I did that, it's happened a few times that we've been separated. Not long, but the first thing she does, she goes, "Dad," she just calls my name.
Oh my God.
I was like, "I'm here." She's like, "I'm coming towards you."
That's so funny. Okay, more sad news. And this, unfortunately, is for the consumers. Which, by the way, have you bought a house yet? Are you still looking? Look at that,
bro.
Look at that face.
Bro,
the house
the other
is
day I was,
the reason
I was
I'm asking-
standing in my temporary housing the other day, and I was like, "This wall should get painted." And then my dad looked at me. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I'll paint it when you leave." I'm like, "Yes, you'll paint it when I leave."
yeah.
I saw it in his eyes like you're getting too comfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shit.
The reason I'm saying is because yesterday there was an article that came out in La Presse. The average cost of a house in Canada has reached $816,000. Over
For a shitty house.
That's insane.
That's
Yeah,
the shit.
for
Those are shitty houses.
I was about to say for a gigolo.
What?
For a bungalow.
Oh yeah, Jingle Bungalow. Yeah, Jingalo. I got a nice Jingalo, 2 stories, bro.
Yeah, for a bungalow, bro.
How crazy is that, man?
I remember when we first started looking, we saw this split level bungalow style home for about $850.
Bro, 5 years ago it was 250,000.
No, this is 5 years. This is 3 years ago. And my wife goes, "That's fucking ridiculous, that price for a house this size." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
How much was it?
Now I jump on that shit right like that. I would
How
jump
much
on
was it?
850.
No, how much was it 3 years ago?
850.
What?
It was 850 3 years ago.
So imagine
No, it
now.
wasn't.
And people thought it was overpriced, but eventually it sold for more than that.
For sure.
But because of that, like
Oh, depending
cases
on the
like
area.
that,
This is my
it
biggest.
just-
This is my biggest fear, man. You want to invest now because we're talking about my wife now getting another condo and all that stuff. Just in terms of investment. And
fucking George money, yeah? Buying fucking more condos. Yeah, I can't find a house. So I'm homeless.
We've been talking about
My money's taking a hit in the market.
So and
Now it was funny, yeah.
and we fall into that trap where it's like, what? Fucking 800,000 is a lot of money. And
Think about it. You buy a condo so you can rent it and make a profit.
Exactly.
But
So
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but then hold on, bro. 800,000 on 25 years, bro. That's a lot. I mean, so that means the rent is gonna have to be what, $3,000, bro?
At
Who's gonna
least,
pay-
yeah.
Who's gonna
I mean,
pay?
you're putting money down, but
$3
still.
grand.
I understand, but
Guys,
who's gonna pay $3,000 a month? For
Chinese
4.5?
nationals or Chinese corporations.
Dude, $3,000 was like
There's
a
laws
while
now.
back when we got married because we lived downtown. My wife had a condo, so we were living there, and this was in 2013, maybe somewhere there, 2012, 13, whatever. They were building on René Lévesque and de la Montagne, right
Yeah.
across Le Cristal. Okay,
Oh, that's a nice
the
spot.
corner there.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, let's go check it out, So we went in there and we're looking at the prices, and there was like a nice little corner unit that we wanted or we were interested in. So we asked, and at that time she goes, oh, it's about $650,000 to $700,000 with a parking space. You're looking at around $55,000. We're like, okay, whatever. And then I'm like, okay, what does rent go for? This is obviously for investment purposes. She's like, well, right now, pre-construction, at the minute that we're talking, she's like, it's $3 a square foot. So we were looking at about 1,000 square feet. So back then, they were calculating $3,000, and I was thinking, they're out of their mind. Nobody's going to pay $3,000.
But you know what
rent.
happens? There's a lot of people who can afford a rent that high, but they just don't have the deposit to put 20% down on a house, so they end up paying that in rent. It happens. Like I saw a house the other day for rent. Because I thought it was for sale. So I checked it out. I was like, wait, this is a rental. And they were asking. It was a home. It was in a Huntsick somewhere. Like it wasn't it was nice, but it wasn't massive.
Okay.
They wanted like $6,000 a month or something.
Yeah.
What?
It's like, and my wife's like, who the fuck is paying that kind of money in rent? Like if it was in an area where I know diplomats rent,
People
sure.
that don't have credit.
People that don't have credit, who don't have a deposit. I mean,
Drug dealers.
that's true. I never
Especially in
thought
the
of
Huntsick.
But that's what scares
Yeah,
me.
seriously.
But,
It's right next to Montreal Nord.
Yeah,
but that's
it's adjacent.
But that's what scares me the most because and for everyone that is looking into like investments and all that stuff, especially in real estate, they're probably in the same boat as we are. Where it's like 800 grand or even 900, like $1 million, whatever. You're like, that's impossible. Forget about it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that if you don't make the move now, in 5 years from now, are you going to be regretting not paying 800 grand, which already is
It
ridiculous?
seems like
there's
we
also-
might be,
It's
That's
crazy.
always been my fear
But
with waiting out the market.
Hold on, there's also that fear. There's that fear, but there's also the other coin, the other side of that coin, where the fear of if you buy now, and they're talking about this bubble bursting, this housing bubble.
Housing has never reduced in value, ever. The increase slows down. The increase gets adjusted.
Look, I'm not an expert, but there's no way that the house that is worth now 850, 2 years from now will be worth 600. I don't see that happening.
I don't see how that could happen unless we have a complete financial,
maybe
economical
it'll
like a
plateau
collapse.
and it'll stay at 850 or whatever.
That
not.
maybe, yeah.
But to drop, like people that are waiting to buy because down the line this $800,000 property will be worth 500.
No.
Guys, that's not happening. It's not
Right
happening.
now, what I'm looking for is a house
We don't know
that's
that.
reasonably priced in this market that needs
If
to
that
be renovated.
happens, Canada has a much bigger economic
if the Bank of
problem
Canada
than-
allows the housing market to crash like that, I mean, people, like a huge subsection of the population will go bankrupt.
But that's what happened to the States in 08, no?
It happened in Phoenix, specifically, in Arizona. I mean, not Phoenix. There it happened. But like, I feel like that's a
But it was
once in a
very-
lifetime event.
But it was
No,
very
it happened throughout all the states.
No, it was very specific though. It's because the banks were authorizing loans to like anyone.
I don't know if that can
Well,
happen again. I'm not sure.
we-
I don't understand the economy well enough.
People
I
are
had-
with
I-
me. Crystal's saying there will be a crash.
Yeah.
Blanker says the crash is coming. Countries around the world are going to abandon the USD. Already, India and China already negotiating with Russia, I think, to bypass the US dollar for trading. So they're already.
I mean, there's other currencies that are strong that they could use. I know the USD has been like the gold standard, but I really don't see for a crash of like what we're describing to happen. The fucking world is going to be ending effectively.
no,
Like
it
life as
happened
we know
08.
it will be. Nah, it didn't happen everywhere though. It didn't.
We're talking about just Canada, though.
I don't know. With inflation being as high as it is already, if that were to happen, people would
The
just
thing
fucking
is-
be on the
thing is,
streets.
nobody can own property anymore, bro. At these prices, tell me who makes, bro? Are you nuts, bro? Even with a mortgage of 800,000, bro. Tell me the average household how they can afford that.
An average household income in Greater Montreal, I think, is 70. I was looking at the 76,000 gross.
Even if you put 100,000 down, how much? Sorry,
76,000 gross
76,000 gross after taxes.
household.
After taxes.
No, gross.
Gross.
Gross after taxes, bro.
Hold on. Sorry, after taxes they get what? 50,
48, 56,
48,
somewhere in that
48,
window.
$48,000. How much is that a month, bro?
It's
$4 grand.
4 grand.
$4,000 a month. Let me tell you, 700,000 divide that by 25 months.
Why are you doing math of my life right now? This is what I've been doing for the last 3 years.
How they can afford on $4 grand a month?
doesn't make sense.
A mortgage of $3 grand,
No,
bro.
but that's the problem that we're living in. The situation that we're living in. That's
Why
it's
do you think
problematic,
I'm living in my
because-
parents' fucking apartment?
Because everyone is living on credit right now, and that's the thing. I mean,
The
it's
average
not-
Canadian is in debt. It's 117%.
Yeah, so it's
177%.
not like you can't afford the property. You can probably afford, even if you don't have the money down, you're gonna have to pay whatever insurance that.
Yeah, and then it's going to cost you $4 grand a month, your whole salary.
But that's the thing. So for the rest of your life, for the next 30 years or whatever length of your mortgage, you're just gonna be living fucking,
Paycheck
day
to
day,
paycheck,
paycheck
yeah.
to paycheck.
bro, that's
The advantage,
nuts.
however, is that
There's
if
no
you-
advantage here.
there's no advantage. I mean, there's some advantage in the fact that down the line you can remortgage, you can get money, you can reinvest it. I mean, that's what we did for our house.
But you're
we
looking.
remortgaged the condo, we got a house.
But
I mean,
your condo is probably more or less paid off at that point. It wasn't a massive mortgage, right?
It wasn't completely paid off.
Neither
There
was
a
mine.
lot to go, but also the fact that it had gained a lot of value because it was downtown. But it helped.
You see, a mortgage of $1,100 makes sense. If you could buy a house, like
A mortgage of 11. What did you buy? A tree house? Or did you have $1 million to
It
put
was in
down?
Longueuil. But let's say
I
a
mean-
mortgage, let's say $350,000 house, right? You put down 100, you mortgage $250,000. How much is that a month?
What's this that again? 350? You put
Let's
down?
say you finance $250,000 on 25 years. How much is that?
I don't know, man. What the fuck?
I mean, I can use the Centris calculator, but we're not going to do that live on the air. It's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. But let's say it's what?
Look,
$2
there's a
grand?
housing crisis.
No, not even.
There's not enough houses being sold on the market right now because people are scared they're going to make good money, but where are they going to go? So you have a supply and demand issue, which all it's doing is it's exacerbating the rising the increase. It's making it go faster. I have seen, guys, because I'm touring homes. Like, we're going. I'm looking on Centris every day. I have seen homes that 5 years ago I would have made fun of someone for living in.
Yeah.
That now I was like, I wish I could afford that.
Yeah.
I wish I could afford that.
Yeah.
And I have seen homes that don't make a lick of sense. Like, they're, guys, okay, 3 blocks from me in Côte des Neiges, so it's heart of the city, very like dense, right? It's not like like an ooh la la neighborhood. Like, let's be serious. There's a plot of land half the size of the duplex I live in, which is not massive.
Just the land.
Just the land. It's a hole right now. I don't know what used to be there. I don't remember. They're selling the land for $750,000.
Where?
Dupuy in Côte des Neiges, I think, up there somewhere.
Just
Just the land.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look,
land in a
yeah.
Hansik goes for like about the same size. I'd say around 400,000. Just the land.
how big is the land?
It's not big. It's enough for a bungalow and a backyard.
No way. So you can't even build like.
There's not a lot of land left on the
Parking
island
complex,
that's zoned for residential construction. So anything that is left is very expensive.
Fuck.
Then you can go out to Laval, which the prices are pretty similar right now to the island. Longueuil is a little Longueuil.
Longueuil.
The South Shore,
Longueuil.
the Rive Sud
Long way.
is
Even there the
a
prices
little
are
bit
okay.
cheaper than Laval and Montreal. And then you can fucking do the crazy thing, which is go north west, where it's cheaper. Northeast, Lorraine, Rosemere, fucking expensive still.
What would you want
Boisbriand.
there, dude?
I'm
Oh
just
my
saying,
God,
I know
yeah.
people. Like, I went to visit my a family friend. They bought a house in Saint Eustache. I got there. I was like, "Where the fuck are?" Like, it took me 45 minutes to get here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I had to drive back at 2 a.m. I was like, my sister's in the car. She's like, "Are we almost there?" I'm like, "Guys, we haven't even crossed Carrefour Laval yet. We've been in the car for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it's far." And like, I know what they paid for the
25 minutes is
house,
far.
and it's not it's not extravagant, but in my head, I'm like, a house in Saint Eustache, you're paying me to live here. Like,
That's the thing, because today, if you want to look at affordability, you need to like leave. Like, go to Mirabel, Saint Jerome.
I know a guy who lives in Mirabel, and I see him in
5
Park X every morning.
Yeah.
But now the gas is fucking $2 a liter.
Yeah, there you go.
Suck a dick.
So you're getting fucked.
Like
You're fucked either way.
if you work in the city, it makes almost no sense to do that. But for people that don't have a schedule and they work from home, or their work schedule is very flexible,
That's different.
why not?
Now,
I mean,
now everything's open.
well, that's what I've been arguing with these guys. I mean, come to the South Shore. I mean, not now because the prices have gone up, but like 2-3 years ago, when
hate
was
the
telling
South
them,
Shore.
of course
I
you
don't
hate
like
it,
it.
and I didn't
Because
like it either.
it's off island, it's suburban, but it doesn't even have that like country charm to it. It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like the shittiest part of Fort Lauderdale. It has this like weird shitty American vibe.
Not really.
It's just strip mall after strip mall after strip mall.
no,
the South Shore.
that's in the
Have you
West
seen
Island.
the-
What's strip
Have you
malls?
seen Distrant?
I'm sorry, is Distrant not a giant mall?
Yeah,
But it's nice.
It's nice, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Ooh la la, we have a Distrant.
Ooh la la.
I want to be able to walk to the corner, and it doesn't take me 48 minutes to go buy a fucking Coke.
Yeah, like
know what I mean?
he's talking about the local, that closeness that you have with your baker or
I
whatever.
understand, but that's,
Yeah, I love
that's 'cause
that.
you
Yeah.
grew up on Côte des Neiges and we grew up on Park X, but
Look, even living in the
anywhere
town of
else in
Mount
the
Royal.
world, anywhere else in the world, first of all, anywhere else in North America, you're not going to get that.
Yeah,
A.
I know, which is
B,
why what I love about Montreal so much,
The only way you're going to get that is if you move to a European country.
which is not happening
There you go.
because I'm not paying two fucking 30 euro.
I remember, look, when we were looking. Actually, I said the story, and I'm not going to repeat it. I mean, it's pointless because we weren't really looking to buy. It just happened, whatever. But back in 2014, when we bought, the most affordable areas, for your buck, was actually for what we were looking at was Saint Dorothy and Laval and Brossard, because I didn't want to be too lost in the
yeah,
South Shore.
they are.
So
They were, I mean,
but
sorry.
they've come up a lot since.
St.
you know.
Dorothy, you're looking
So
at $1 million
it's-
for a nice
yeah,
house.
So forget.
I hate St.
Where?
Dorothy. St. Dorothy.
That's in Laval, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Laval
it's,
West.
West.
Yeah,
It's
Laval
right before
West,
Laval becomes weird,
Yeah.
like in
Like
forest.
I like that area, though.
We were considering it. So we went to visit a house, and we were stuck in traffic so badly that I called the agent. I go, "Yeah, man, look, we're not gonna make it. I'll call you back to reschedule." And I turned to my wife. I'm like, "We're not living in Laval. It's over, done." That's all it took for me to say, "Fuck it." We never.
hold on, don't
So you moved to Brossard instead?
Well, because back then she worked downtown. It made a lot of
The
sense.
10 is right there, yeah.
And I was looking at leaving politics, and ideally, with the field that I was in, chances are that I was going to work downtown or the old
Yeah.
port, because that's where all the PR agencies are.
That makes sense.
So for us, it made absolutely, it was completely logical, right?
Except Now you come here, and it takes you 48 minutes to
It's
get
not so
here.
bad. Actually.
How long
It's
does
like
it take you?
It took this morning. I left at 9. I got here at 9:35, 9:40.
That's not so bad.
it's
That's
about
not bad.
The thing about the
30
South Shore
minutes,
is
35.
what I hate about the South Shore in terms of, I mean, I don't like the South Shore as a vibe in general.
Yeah.
But the commute, it's not the bridge. The bridge is fine. The traffic happens between like de la
Carry.
Vérendrye
It's
and the Carry,
It's the carry.
right? So you need to live north of Côte Saint Catherine exit if you want to use the
But
Carry.
that's what I'm saying. If you work downtown, like,
Yeah.
that's what the argument I make with you is that your wife works downtown.
Mm-hmm.
She will love the South Shore because with the REM, in 10 minutes, she's there.
I mean, now with the
Bonaventure,
metros in
whatever
10
it is.
minutes, she's there now.
Yeah.
But like, what about my kids?
No, that's
School.
Yeah.
I have a studio in the city. I'm not going to move it to the South Shore, so I have to lower my
Yeah.
fucking rates.
No, absolutely. But you fall into the category that you don't have that steady
Yeah.
9 to 5 that you have to like stress in the morning.
But I
I got to
do.
get to work or
I
whatever.
really kind of do because of my kids, though.
yeah.
Because we're a single
Yeah.
What
family,
time you
car
have to bring
family.
your kids home?
I have to pick up my kids by the latest 5. I try to pick them up by 4:30.
No, but what time in the morning you have to?
Oh, they have to be at school by 10 to 8.
Yeah.
Right now, I
So
live
like 7:50.
7. Not like 750.
no, not 10 to 8, 7:50.
Yeah, so 700 hours and 50 minutes. I have to have them in the gate. Like she has to be inside.
And he's like 10 minutes away, not even 5.
So I'm like 2 minutes away. So we wake up like it's
So
literally
you gotta
she
wait-
gets there, the gate's closing and she slips through.
So hold on, you gotta be up at 7 in the morning.
Yeah,
my
bro,
wife,
that's
is
fucking real
up.
life, dude.
My wife is up from 6:15 most days.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
an asshole and I sleep in.
Yeah.
Today I woke up at 7. Yeah.
You know when the sun isn't even out.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
I've been
It's rough.
waking. I've been waking ever since we got a dog. I've been waking up every day like at 6:30.
I want to start waking up at 6. Like I want to be awake before the kids.
I hated it, but now I mean it's fine. I wake
I've
up.
been having
actually,
the time change fucked me up now. I've been having a hard time
make the kids
sleeping.
lunches and everything. Before I was like you. I would hear everyone waking up, and I was thinking, should I help my wife? And then like,
Oh, I wish I was hearing and I could say
and
that I'm
then
an
I'm
asshole.
like,
I don't
you
even
know
hear
what?
it.
Let me just stay in bed. She would take care of everything. Now it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope Anna's not
worst-
watching.
My mother used
Giving
to
her ideas.
my mother used to wake up at 5 a.m. bro. Breakfast waitress.
Yeah.
Well, that was rough.
5 a.m. is late.
I did breakfast
That
on the
was
weekends. It was,
rough.
I've done it too, yeah.
Yeah, it was. But my
Yeah,
father
but she
used to
did
wake
it
up
every day, 6 days a week.
Yeah, my dad used to wake like he didn't have an alarm. My dad was up like at 4:35 every day, and it was like this natural thing. It was like he's up. That's it.
My parents
Who,
were
your
not
dad?
early risers.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
now.
but once you reach a certain age, you're out cold by like 9 p.m. max.
Not really.
How old are you?
40, no?
41.
41.
It began. It's already started.
It began.
I mean, you went to bed at 9 last night.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, by around 9, I started getting sleepy. Me, like we went out on the weekend, which we haven't done.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we had, and I was like, "You guys have coffee?"
Yo, construction people gotta wake up at 4, bro.
Yeah. Let's
Oh man,
move
I've
on.
had fucking calls, like call time on set for like 5 a.m. and you're like, "Where is this?" And you're like, "Remember that farm we had to go
Oh
shoot
my
on?"
goodness.
I had to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to get out there,
Fuck.
and then
I met you there, and then you guys were late, and I'm like, fuck, I could have slept in like.
Were you guys were you already living in Brossard then?
No, we were
Oh,
downtown.
you came from downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went to we shot this like
Where was it? I don't even remember.
It was,
Rougemont.
was it Rougemont?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I remember coming home from that shoot and my wife
Stink.
opened the door and she's
Oh
like,
my
"Do not come into the condo. Take off all of your clothes in the hall and put them in a bag,"
Greek.
because it was like
No, we
minus
stank.
minus
We went to
25
a cow
outside,
farm in the
blizzard.
fucking-
We were in the cow area with like 200 other cows. Remember the cows were like pissing on each other's mouths. So weird.
I couldn't
What?
breathe.
It was the fuck- yeah, it was disgusting.
It took me
It was
like 10
disgusting.
minutes to get accustomed to. I could like the whatever it is.
That project never fucking took off.
I don't know.
Like the guy was a shit host.
I stank, and I knew I stank.
I threw away my boots. I couldn't get the shit smell out of them.
Check what happened.
Remember the farmer's daughter? His daughter that was like helping us out.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
like kind of cute. We're like, we're all talking like, imagine what she smells like.
I got
fed us pigeons. Pigeons, pigeonneaux, like
Pigeonneaux.
yeah, which are basically doves, no?
yeah.
Which are basically pigeons.
Yeah. No, I remember getting back to the apartment, and I knew I stank. I literally undressed in the hallway.
Yeah,
right
me
before
too.
I get
Me too.
In the house.
corridor of the building.
Yeah, I threw them all in the washing machine, and then I forgot
My washing machine smelled after.
Could you imagine garbage men?
Oh
No,
man,
this is nothing compared to garbage smell. This is like fucking.
This is like shit on your
Yay,
skin.
brrr.
No, but I forgot the equipment, and then a couple weeks later, I had
My
a
camera
shoot,
smelled too. Yeah.
and it was a Christmas thing, and they had kids. So I'm like, I think your kid may have pooped. She's like, oh, but I just changed him. I'm like, oh, it's whatever. Maybe it's just me, you know. So I'm like, are you sure he hasn't pooped? I was like, maybe you should change him. She's like, no. And then I'm like, holy shit, it's my fucking camera. Oh my god,
The rubber grip on my camera
Oh
reeked for weeks. I was like putting rubbing alcohol on it, trying to get the smell out. I used to hold it, and then my hand would smell for like 2 months.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
You should have rubbed tomato juice on it.
I can't put tomato juice on my fucking camera. You crazy fuck.
Dip
Well,
it
you
in
put
fucking
Lysol.
No, I didn't put Lysol.
No, you
I
removed
took
the
an alcohol pad and I was cleaning the rubber only because there's components there.
Well, remove the rubber part, dip it in tomato juice.
You can't remove the rubber grip. Why am I explaining myself
it's
to
okay.
him?
Doesn't matter.
Dip it in tomato juice and then eat it, bro.
Speaking of cameras, I saw something on the news, and then I saw your video that you posted on Instagram. I think it was a reel.
Yeah.
What is happening with TikTok?
TikTok and Cannes are official.
and Cannes. So how
TikTok
does
is
that
the
work?
official partner of Cannes.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing behind the scenes content live from the red carpet.
When is Cannes? This is February. No,
I
we're
forget
in
the
March,
date.
eh? What am I talking about?
Poseidon, check the date of Cannes. And hold on, let's switch for the
rotate.
man of the hour here.
Well. All I heard was you guys complaining about
Housing
housing.
prices, yeah.
That's not the news.
It's the news.
It is news.
It
When,
is
Yeah,
That's
so
the news,
TikTok and Cannes have partnered, and George.
no, I smelled it too.
Oh, it doesn't smell. I was just joking.
No. It does smell if you.
This one smells like dick.
If you really put your nose in it, there, it's yeah. I
So
smell it, yeah.
basically behind the scenes content, and also they're launching a international short film competition, vertical short film competition. Fuck me. Yeah. TikTok is the official, not the sponsor, not of an event, the official partner of the Cannes Film Festival.
And are we mad about this?
Look,
I think it's great.
So
I
mean,
think it's
yeah,
fine, but there's a part of me that's dead inside now.
Why?
because
idea
he,
that
because he's a
TikTok's-
filmmaker. That's why he's.
Get with the times,
I'm
old
trying.
man.
Look, I made a reel about it, which, no, the irony is not lost on me that I made a fucking TikTok about it. That's the point. Because someone goes, bro, you made a TikTok about TikTok. I'm like, that's the point. You idiots. But I don't know. There are films and there are videos, right? There's one thing to consume video content on our phones. It's fine. We need it.
What the fuck happened
I'm okay
here?
with it. Where?
Why is everything like
I
it's
don't
spilled?
know. I don't know why your
Can you-
coffee's leaking.
If my coffee's leaking, can you
Is
give
it?
me a Lysol wipe and shit like that?
yeah,
bro?
I'm gonna get you paper towel as well.
Too.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't know. I didn't touch
We need paper towels, Lysol, pronto.
They
Stop.
probably gave you an old cup and it's melting.
it. Work faster, not louder.
No, it's cut on the bottom.
Oh fuck.
My coffee's everything. Just put it in so it doesn't leak, and I'll wash it after.
No.
Why?
And then pull it out, you mean?
No, leave it in.
Well, I can't
leave
leave
your
it in,
cup
it's gonna
in.
fall. Yeah, but then I got to drink, right?
Lift the cup from the handle and drink your coffee.
Yeah,
With the
Yeah, so it doesn't leak, dude.
it's gonna look a little.
It's gonna look weird, but
Yeah.
it'll,
I'm not gonna do
you
it.
want to spill a coffee all over the equipment that you paid for.
All right, don't worry about it.
Well, yeah, because it's gonna go all the way there on the computer.
Do you not understand how liquid and electricity work?
More Lysol.
Anyway,
Okay, next thing you know, Ultron's coming out of the table.
And yeah, get rid of this, bro. It's disgusting.
He has no sense of aesthetic.
Nothing.
It's disgusting.
so yeah, I mean, it's a sign of times just changing, right? Where social media.
Look, I don't want to be that asshole who's like, no, film is a pure state. Like, I know that like even Kubrick refused to shoot widescreen. He wanted to shoot 4x3 square. He's like, I can't make a movie on a toilet paper roll.
He looked thinner when it wasn't white.
That's true. Hitchcock said the same thing. Another person who looked much thinner in 4x3. They refused, but eventually they adopted it, right? I think that vertical video has a massive market on devices, but I can't imagine. Maybe it can happen. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't imagine a future where I'm in a movie theater and it's a fucking
No, look,
vertical
that's
screen.
retarded.
That's
I'll give you
never
that.
gonna happen.
But they had said that about widescreen too.
I don't like. Well, widescreen I didn't like in the beginning. I didn't like the the cinematic bars.
Oh, I've always loved the
I
aspect
hated
ratio
that.
of widescreen.
Now I like them,
Like
but I
si-
hated them when I was young. But vertical is stupid for a full movie. No,
Yeah.
fuck that shit.
What I'm hoping is that eventually, as devices develop and like technology gets better, is that we have smaller devices that effectively the screen isn't actually a physical thing. Like either some sort of projection or like a material where it doesn't matter which orientation you're holding. So the video just takes whatever shape it needs to. But I mean, we're pretty far from that probably.
Okay, wait, what's the news, bro? What's
Yeah.
the news?
What's the haps?
I heard that your friend John Cheres got the COVIDs.
Yeah,
Who's
John,
that?
John Charest.
Yeah, I heard he.
Oh, Gene Charis.
Yeah.
Gene Charest.
The S is not silent.
Okay.
Jean Charest.
Yeah, I heard he's got the
Charest,
vids.
yeah, he got the vid.
You got the vid, eh?
You feel a little bad for COVID being associated with him?
No.
Okay.
How exciting is it though that?
Took a second to process that. Did you not get it?
No, I didn't get
It's
it.
bad PR for COVID.
Bad PR for COVID.
Yeah. The Chinese are angry.
Chinese are in lockdown again.
Look,
Crazy Chinese people.
Look, let me tell you something.
They just got the Omicron. I mean, it's,
They just got it now.
Who cares when they?
not-
Guys, we're big. Anyways, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but it's
No,
just,
it's not a conspiracy theory. I'm just saying, think about the logic here. They're freaking out. It's all over Twitter how China's zero COVID policy, they're locking down. Omicron surge. We just had an Omicron surge.
They're not
just had
really.
an Omicron.
They're not really freaking out. They're freaking out like the people here did. They're freaking out as far as they can.
They're restricting things.
They're restricting things. They're just like, yeah, we're doing it for your safety, like they did here. It's all nonsense.
Someone read the numbers
hold on.
yesterday. They're like, in China in the last 3 weeks, there have been 2,000 cases of COVID. I'm like, do you know how many fucking Chinese people there are?
Cases or deaths?
Cases.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's not.
There's a
people
billion people.
I'm sure more Chinese people have fallen on a single step in the last 20 minutes than there were cases of COVID in the last 3
It's
weeks.
a billion people.
This is a lot of people. $2,000 is a fucking drop.
Yeah. But speaking of Jean
You speak
Charest,
about it. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
yeah. Speaking of Jean Charest, I mean, I don't know how you how much you guys know of him and whatever. But I got
Race
really
today.
excited. I really got excited that he entered the race.
Did you say entered or ended?
Entered. The,
I didn't.
The leadership race.
He's trying to destroy. He's basically a tool right now. He's being used by our good friend Justice Trudel to cause some instability so that he could find a way to victory again.
Yeah, I don't know how much Jean Charest likes Trudeau, to be honest with you.
A lot,
But
a lot.
No, he doesn't.
Unflip that. How do you know he doesn't? There you go.
What are you
See,
talking about?
stumped. Checkmate.
How do you know that he does?
By his actions.
What actions?
He's assisting Trudeau right now.
What are you talking about? He's entered the leadership race of the Conservative Party.
Yeah, exactly. To destroy the Conservative Party, which was going okay with my friend Pierre Poilievre.
Look, I think it's healthy. First of all, I don't love. I hate when parties crown a new leader. So it's good that there's a leadership debate, and I think the fact that there's Pierre Poilievre and Jean Charest. Well, there's going to be other ones like there's Patrick Brown as well. There's a bunch
I've never
of,
heard of that guy.
Yeah, he's the mayor of Brampton, Ontario.
It's not even a real place.
He used to be the leader of the Ontario Conservative Party. But in any case, it's good to have people debate and to have this healthy, back and forth for the members to choose who they want. I think it's good. I think that the fact that he came back into politics. I saw a couple of his interviews. He's lost that edge that he used to have as a politician.
What edge?
Jean Charest?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man. You don't remember. You don't remember
What is
Jean Charest.
you're weird? I'll tell you, you're like the guy who listens to those old timey fucking vaudevillian radios, and you're like, that was high tech, dude. This guy was never. He's not even charismatic. I don't know why people call him.
What are you
charismatic.
talking about, man? Okay, well, I'm not going to get into this discussion. Look, maybe I'm biased because I started.
Yeah, you're biased
my
100%.
career in
Jean
politics
Charest has
under-
zero charisma.
No, that's not true.
He has the charisma of a piece of plywood.
No, man, that's not true. He is, in my opinion, one of the best politicians. Obviously,
Poseidon, what's your favorite Jean Charest speech? Exactly.
I didn't know who this man was until recently.
yeah, that's it. Exactly.
You know who René Lévesque is?
Yeah, isn't
There
that
you
the-
go.
Well, yeah, dude, but what are you comparing? You're not like
That's the guy
comparing
that put
apples
lights
and
on the
oranges.
bridge. On the
Do you know who
highways.
Pauline Marois is?
Yes.
Okay,
fucking-
I'm just saying, dude. He's not what you think he is. You for some reason you see him in this weird light.
There's a lot of stuff that you guys are too young to remember, obviously, but Jean Charest played a huge role in the 95 referendum. And he's actually not from me or from him directly, but he's been giving a lot of credit to the no side winning that referendum, which, by the way, was very close, right?
I think it was the ethnics and the ethnic money that
and the money, yeah, that beat Parizeau. He is a very prominent political figure. I think we can't take that away from him. What I'm going to say, and I'm going to try and stay as objective as possible because I don't have a horse in that race. I don't care. I couldn't care less. I love the fact that you have actual, real politicians that are going to enter into this debate, and I believe firmly that it's for the.
That is a horrible thing to say.
No, I believe it's good for the party that there's going to be this discussion. It's something that the Liberals provincially didn't have. We just crowned Dominique Anglade, which I hated. Not because I don't like her. I love her. I don't have a problem with her.
But you don't
personally.
think women belong in politics?
No, I would have wanted to have like 2-3 more candidates so that there could be a healthy little dialogue and that we can increase membership and that whole other stuff.
He's
that's
out
gonna
here
happen.
shilling for Charest.
Oh, sorry. I was having,
At all.
I was
At all.
having a
They're
very
saying-
thoughtful
they're
conversation
saying
with our
he-
janitor.
I like him.
fucking, they're so dumb. But he came up to me, he goes, look, they're up my ass. I need to drill. Can you just tell me what your schedule is for the next 12 hours? I'm like, yeah, for sure. So I told him. He goes, tomorrow before 10? I go, I don't see anything on the schedule before 10 a.m. He goes, I'm just going to come in early and I don't want to fuck with your recording. Like, good dude.
Yeah, he's a very good dude.
dude.
I really like him. He's one of the best employees.
Yeah. And
He's the best employee we've met, actually, in
Yeah,
this whole
actually,
this
yeah.
whole building. The janitor is the only one that's on the level.
yeah, he really
Hold
is.
on, we gotta go back to Charest
Yeah,
Shill.
so what's Charest running with the Conservatives?
Yeah, so
What's he
it's,
doing?
I was just saying that I think it's good that he decided to come back. He's a little rusty though. He needs to.
Wasn't he a crook?
He was a crook.
I keep
Look,
seeing
man,
people
nothing
corrupt
stuck.
to
The
bone.
gloves didn't
no,
fit.
No, he's not corrupt. I mean, there was a
He's
case.
not corrupt as much as O.J. Simpson is not a murderer.
I see.
Yeah,
It's
there
one
you
of
go.
those old fairy tales.
He was
Yeah.
accused of something.
Yeah,
They
and,
went to the higher lands.
It took
courts,
8
whatever.
years. They found nothing, and they dropped the charges.
Or
a couple
Just like
weeks
how they
ago.
found
Forgot
nothing
about
with Trudeau too. Trudeau has committed
No, that's not
zero
true.
violations.
That's not true. That's not true. He has 3 ethics violations, Trudeau.
Let me do some.
That led to what?
here.
What do you mean? Everything that, with the Aga Khan thing,
Yeah.
the we
No,
scandal.
that's not what he
Yeah,
asked you.
yeah.
That led to what?
That led to what?
What happened from those
Oh,
ethics
okay, I
violations?
understand. Well, yeah, it led to nothing.
Yeah. I told someone the other day, I'm like, Trudeau has 3 ethics violations. They're like, you just don't like him. I'm like, no, he actually has documented 3 ethics
Yeah,
violations.
exactly.
They're like, no. I'm like, yes.
It's not unethical to dress up as a minority.
Anyways, all this to say that I think it's good for the party, and I'm just comparing their leadership race to the one that we had provincially, which wasn't even a race. So it's good. The concern I have is that obviously, I mean, it's well known that the party has been polarized, right? I mean, ever since Harper left, they haven't been able to find that middle ground where the Conservatives could agree on, right?
Yeah, okay.
You have the more social Conservatives from the West on one hand and the more moderate ones from the Eastern Canada, and they just can't find that common ground. And I feel that the campaign maybe started off on a bad note because there's a lot of attacks flying left, right, and center about who's a real conservative, and Poilievre attacking Charest, comparing him to Justin. Voting for Charest would be voting for Justin.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, and it's fine. I mean, it's his argument. I don't have anything against it. It's just that
Honestly, the idea of Jean Charest helming the Conservative Party, to me,
It's absurd.
is not absurd.
But he
like,
did before, guys. So I mean,
no, it's not.
yeah.
It's
But
not
I'm talking
absurd.
about now, the Charest now.
Today, Charest, after being provincial Liberal Charest for so many years,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
to
see,
me,
that's
it's like we don't need more of the same.
it's the biggest mistake that people make comparing the provincial Liberal Party
I'm
to the
not.
federal Liberal Party.
I'm
it's
not
two
comparing
completely
them,
different
George.
things
I'm
and
just
completely
using
different
that
ideologies.
as a moniker, saying, okay, that's Charest. Seeing him, hold on, Poseidon. Right now, what we need is someone who's never been in power anywhere.
Yes.
We need a new leader. We need a new face.
I
Because the
protested against
Conservatives-
Charest, I remember.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was he investigated for? What was he accused of?
It was it was
SNC-Lavalin? No, that was
sorry?
Trudeau. That was Trudeau.
No, basically it was about
Flying on jet. That was Trudeau too.
yeah.
Donating money to Trudeau again.
Using taxpayer money to go on vacations.
I think we just funded a
There was,
neo-Nazi battalion. in the
there was
Ukraine also.
allegations. There was allegations that they were.
I swear to God.
I know what you're talking about.
There was allegations that he was involved
Do we get
with
tax
some
receipt?
donors, the party donors, and them getting in turn public
cares about-
contracts.
You see, if he had just
Party donor. Oh,
Spent
I thought
money-
you meant like Turkish euro.
Yeah, if he spent money on party donors,
Donors.
that would have been okay. I read an article. Fuck, I gotta find it right now. The way the media's trying to spin everything, they go, yes, we are funding a neo-Nazi battalion in Ukraine, but, and I was like, what the fuck do you
Yeah, I
mean,
saw
but?
that.
They
Saw
did
that
not
shit.
write those
I saw- I
words.
was like,
They did not
The
write
Americans
those
and
words.
Canadians.
Oh yeah,
The governments, yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, because they're like, but it's better than the guys that they're fighting or whatever. I was like, wait, hold on a second. So now
Hold on.
we're pro-Nazi in certain fucking cases. What is happening?
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
No, we cannot be friends with Nazis.
You know what this shit feels like, bro? You know what I watched last night? I watched the movie The Campaign. It released in
Never seen
2012 with Will Ferrell and
Oh yeah.
Zach
And,
Galifianakis.
Yeah, that was funny. dude,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
funny.
it was
seen
funny.
that.
Bro,
Yeah,
it feels
that's funny.
it feels like that movie.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
living in nowadays, bro. Like this guy's in fucking blackface, bro, and people keep forgetting, like, because in the movie it shows how
We're,
people.
we're finding it's not aren't Nazis bad. No. Our Nazis are cool, bro.
Yeah.
Other Nazis, people that we label Nazis because they're not vegan, those guys are fucking evil.
Yeah.
But legitimate Nazis with swastikas that kill people that are not the same race, those guys are cool, bro. They're with us.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It feels like we're
But what do you
stuck
mean
in
by
that
we're
movie.
funding them? Like by funding the military in general, or is money going specifically to this battalion?
Yeah, the Azot battalion.
The
Well,
Azovs.
Azot or Azov,
Azov.
But
whatever.
no,
that is.
but how's the structure? Like, how's the money flow? What do you know of it?
Right, I read half the article. The United States and Canada are
research.
sending because they were trying to justify helping, but these Nazis, it's not new. The Guardian had an article about them years ago.
I remember you sent it.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
sent it to you.
I'm
They're
just saying,
making
I don't care
because
about
here's
them.
what
I wanna
happened.
know the money structure.
A few weeks ago when this came out, people were saying, "Oh, this is
Russian
Russian
disinformation.
propaganda." It's not true, and I thought the same thing because when I saw his speech, Vladimir Putin, I go, "This guy's lost his fucking mind." He literally just said, "We're fighting Nazis." I was like, "Is he fucking crazy?" And then I saw the article. The articles came
The
out.
answer
They're like,
is
"There's a
yes.
Nazi battalion," and I was like, "Maybe it's fake news." And then I saw the Guardian, who was talking shit about it. They're the ones who had released the first reportage years ago about them, and they go, "This is kind of weird. Like, what the fuck is like? They want to get into NATO. They want to be part of Europe, but they have
a
like
neo-Nazi
legit not
battalion.
like there's and it's not just that battalion. There's like a whole connection. There's people from a long time because the Ukraine is." There's a lot of splits in the Ukraine. Even during World War II, there's people that sided with the. It's all crazy.
Yeah, they had a lot of collaborators.
So I was like, okay, yeah, this
I
is
know
fucking weird.
But
So
that
the-
happened in all
in all
did,
countries.
yeah, it
but
did,
the
yeah.
thing is, they still have like strong. Like it's very weird. It's like, okay, this is deeper than I thought. I thought it was just I don't want you to enter NATO. We're gonna enter all shit like that.
Can I
But
ask you a
it's more
question?
than Ukraine versus Russia. What's happening is the regular Ukrainians are suffering they're suffering.
collateral damage.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
Collateral consequences.
They're suffering the consequences of all kinds of proxy wars and all kinds of shit that's been building up for decades. I didn't know about. I only found out this week. Anyways, so there's these Nazis battalions. The most famous one is that one.
The
the
Azov
Azov.
battalion, yeah.
So right now, what they're doing is they're trying to, because I think we're sending money and weapons as much as we can. I think we sent some drones to Canada.
to the Ukrainian military.
Exactly, but direct fighting is happening with these guys. Like these guys are really
So they're
hardcore
the
into
ones
it.
who are using it.
Not just we're trying our best to ship it out to these guys directly, and so is the states because I think
They're on the
Putin
front
said,
lines.
yeah, I think Putin said if you send something directly to the Ukraine, we're going to view it as an act of war against us, and we're going to go out. Anyways, they're trying to find these secret NGOs to do it independently. Like, oh, I didn't fund them. I gave money to this person. This person gave it to the Ukraine. Basically, how they funnel their own dollars.
Yeah. I've
The
had
point
a hard
is,
time understanding something.
We
and I'll
can't
ask you.
fund. We can't just. I can't personally justify funding anything Nazi related. Yeah.
My
Apples.
fucking MacBook finally shipped. Sorry,
I don't know
I've
why
been
we would
waiting for
stop.
3. It's so stopping.
No, we're not stopping.
3 months.
So so I don't know how he's justifying, or they're justifying, how the Western world is justifying right now.
Sorry.
Supporting. If you want to support Ukraine, that's fucking fine. But you got to put an X on the Nazi battalion. For example, I support Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I support Quebec. I support these things. I will not support someone because he's Canadian, but he's a rapist. I have to put an X on that. I go, you might share the same values. You might be pro-Quebec,
Here's my
but you're a
question.
rapist.
Here's my
so
question for
same
you.
thing goes with the Nazis. Like, okay, you're pro-Ukraine. Me too. I want Ukraine to exist. I don't want these people to get
Ukraine
killed.
is strong.
But not fucking, are you crazy? I'm pro-Nazi. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You have a swastika.
Here's my question, because I have not been able to answer this question even
Yeah.
after reading that Guardian article. This Nazi element in these battalions, right?
It's more than battalions. There's like a whole
That's what I'm trying to
history
figure out.
behind it. Yeah.
Forget the history for a second. I'm talking about from an official standpoint. How are they? They're not paramilitary. They're part of the Ukrainian military, right?
So here's the weird thing. They are part of the Ukrainian military, but the way we talk about them is
as
like
if
they're
they're
a
not.
separate entity.
Yeah.
Because they fall under kind of like what was happening in Donetsk, I think, in Lugansk, where they want to have like an independent nation, the Russian ones.
yeah.
So
but they were Russians. Like Russian speakers.
everybody's Russian.
They're calling them an
I know.
honorary guard. or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shit.
So it's kind of like almost a
they're not?
militia, and they have their own ideologies. They would like this section. That's what I'm saying. Is there's all kinds of sub shit happening that we're not informed of. We're at all. All we're told is
It
Russia
seems-
versus Ukraine. This is what
it
we're told.
seems so
Russia versus.
convoluted
No one's
that
talking
I
about the
question
Czech.
it.
You heard about these fucking crazy Chechens,
The
bro?
Chechens are crazy. That I know.
They're psychopaths, right? And they send them in there.
But
Well, one of the Chechen leaders replied to Elon Musk on Twitter.
It's
Brother,
Did he really?
Yeah.
they lost their goddamn minds.
That's
But
amazing.
before World War II, didn't an artist also become the president of a country and
Who?
Are you
I'm
drawing
just
up
saying-
comparison
Yes,
between Hitler
you're
and
goddamn
Zelensky?
right. I am
What does Hitler have to do with this?
because they were both artists. And all
Hitler,
this
have you
Nazi
seen
talk,
Hitler's art? It was
Wait, who are
terrible.
you talking about?
He's talking about Zelensky.
Oh, look, Zelensky's a bitch. I'll tell you why Zelensky's a bitch. Because he's the one who plunged his country into war. They're praising him as a hero. He's the one who's getting
see
everyone
Ottawa?
fucking killed. He's the one who's getting everyone fucking killed. So they're like, look at this guy.
You're oddly quiet.
Yeah,
I'm just listening.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
the one who's, you're just listening. He's the one who, how does he have the right to decide how many people are gonna fucking die and get murdered in this country when all he had to do was go on the negotiating table and be like, no, we're not gonna fucking threaten Russia. Like, these guys are fucking crazy. And instead he's like, you know what? Fuck it. It's my country. It's my balls. Yeah, we'll go wherever we want. We'll go NATO. I don't give a fuck what you're gonna do. They're gonna help me. Why would you risk the lives of your fucking people like that, bro? That's the truth.
The argument
but no,
can
it's
be,
okay.
The argument
let's
can be
call
made
him.
that
Let's
it's a
call him a
sovereign
hero.
state, and he shouldn't have to worry about things like that,
let's
right?
call, but he does. That's the truth. So
I'm
right
not saying
now, if
he's a
someone's
hero. I think he's an excellent spinster.
yeah, if someone's
Like,
coming here with a
phenomenal.
gun and it's like I don't know, I want the X. You know, I'm not gonna be like, all right, you want it? Fine. Phil, Poseidon, human shield. That's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking
Countries
crazy.
work, man.
Let's just tell the truth at least, or whatever. Do this fake shit.
Yeah, there's
He's
no
a
more
hero,
truth anymore,
bro. Him
bro.
and Putin are both fucking cocksuckers.
Even when you were
they're
talking about the
taking
ghost
other
of
people's
Kiev-
lives for granted for their stupid shit.
Even 3-4 weeks ago when we talked about it here, when
Yeah.
you were talking about the Ghost of Kiev before you had realized that it was a simulator.
It was fake. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were like, "Fucking Zelensky stuck around." Like, respect. And I
Yeah.
was like, I don't think I said
You were
it.
right. Yeah, you were
I go,
right, yeah.
That's not what's happening. No leader worth his salt or in his right mind would do that.
It's not like the old days anymore.
It's more. They never fought. Leaders don't
What are you
fight.
talking
Leaders
about?
don't
Kings
fight.
and
bro.
queens, they have dinner, and the rest of us move around the chessboard
Yeah,
and get
yeah.
slaughtered.
Back in the days, kings used to ride into battle.
No.
that's what they would tell
That's what
people
they would tell
after.
you. They would ride.
I mean, there are some examples. Fine,
Yeah.
there are some examples.
Few.
Oh, Alexander the Great.
But he wasn't fighting. He would go into the battle with
He
them
would
to
lead
lead
them
his
and to
men.
inspire him.
Wouldn't he fight?
I don't
Well,
think
no,
he
bro,
was
because
really
you can't
fighting.
risk dying.
Yeah, then their whole shit's fucked up.
Didn't he get struck by an axe in the chest?
That is true.
That is true. He did get. That's
but
why.
that was a lover's quarrel.
Yeah, no, but that's why. That's why they avoid hand-to-hand combat. That's why they avoid battling
It
on the
does
front
smell
lines.
the mic.
They go there with
yeah,
them.
no, it does.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
smells like bad breath.
You sons of bitches.
Did you
We,
clean
we all
them?
know who. Yes, I do. But we all know who sits there.
No, but you didn't Lysol.
I did. Yes.
No, you didn't. When?
Guido sat here last
Why
night.
you lie? I know
Last
you
night.
didn't. Last night you did not Lysol. I was here. I was watching.
What are you
because I
talking
was
about?
getting rid
You
of
know
my
there's a
stuff.
camera in this room that you don't know about, right?
Yeah,
I
you
did.
You didn't Lysol yesterday.
Yeah,
Not
so
after the
let's
show.
check. Let's check.
After the show, he didn't.
I'll check. You standing by your answer?
Yeah.
He's looking
He didn't,
around.
he didn't.
You would never know. Guess where
He
it
didn't.
is.
I'm
I
tell-
will check, but confess now.
I'm
I
telling you,
did,
he
I
didn't.
did.
He didn't.
I did.
Not after the
I'm
show.
looking for the camera.
Not after the show. He didn't after the show. I could guarantee you he did not after the
I'm
show.
gonna put this
Did I do
live.
before or after?
You did, and he's lying.
I
he
did.
didn't.
There's
Hold
no
on, hold
camera
on,
in this
hold
room, you
on.
He
liar.
didn't. He didn't. I was here. I'm telling you, he
No,
didn't.
I did. I did.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you
yes,
didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Okay, doesn't matter. Who
Shit.
cares? Doesn't
He
matter.
did- I'm telling you, he didn't. I don't like the full of shit answer.
Okay, speaking of speaking of Zelensky.
No, I did. Yes, I did.
No, you
Bring it
didn't.
up. Bring it up
No,
live.
you
I
didn't.
Yes, I did. I remember.
Bring it up live.
no
As soon as you
camera
told him
in
there's no camera.
Bring it up
He's
live.
full of shit.
Bring it up
There's
live.
no camera
Bring it-
in
I
here.
did.
Bro, he's so full
There's
of
no
How am I
shit.
camera
full
in
of
here.
shit? I did.
The second he said there's no camera, you're like, bring it up live.
You know what I'm gonna
I didn't
do?
hear that.
Bro,
You know
full
what I'm
of
gonna do?
shit.
The
He
Lysol
did.
is here. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
it outside. That way he has to go and get it on
Yeah,
camera.
yeah. So
No,
like,
but I
action.
did. I remember.
You didn't.
Okay, shut
I
up.
did.
You didn't.
Okay,
But I
who
did.
cares, man? Doesn't matter. Who cares?
No, but I care, bro, because
But
now I'm
you
being
didn't.
called a fucking liar.
You are. You.
I'm
I
not
remember
a
right there.
fucking
Not
liar,
only
bro.
didn't you, I even mentioned it to
I
Guido
did.
because you walked out as soon as the podcast had ended at
I did.
first.
You didn't
to do a
notice.
phone call.
I
Oh,
did.
shut
I
up,
did.
bro.
You didn't notice. Okay,
Anyway.
let's.
Yeah.
After
let's
my
move
phone
on.
call, I came
That's
back
it.
in and I
That's enough.
Lysoled.
Stop.
You didn't.
Okay.
You took something
Oh,
fun
man.
and you ruined it.
Bro.
It matters
Something
because I
fun and you ruined
was
it.
sitting right
does
there.
matter, and
Okay,
it
who
matters
cares?
because I don't like being called a liar when I'm not.
100% you lied, and you're
I didn't
misremembering,
lie.
and you're
I'm
fucking
not
you're
misremembering.
misremembering,
I'm
and you're
not
pushing
misremembering.
it. Oh, text Guido right now.
Call
It
him.
has nothing. I Lysoled, bro. I
So
remember
text
doing
Guido.
the action, bro.
I text Guido. You remember doing the
I
action
know
because
because there's Lysol at the bottom of the fucking bag, and I changed. I added a new bag yesterday.
Okay, doesn't matter. Let's finish up with Zelensky because he's going around. What are you talking about? What did he write?
Go on, George.
full of shit.
I'm not full of shit.
You're full of shit.
I Lysoled. I'm not full
You're
of
100
shit.
No,
bro.
no, because I get. Did you Lysol after the podcast
Yes,
yesterday?
I
No,
did.
that's a lie.
But I did.
You didn't.
Okay, wait. Okay, I can solve
I
this.
know you
I can
didn't.
solve this right now. I can solve
cares,
this. Calm
man?
down.
I care, bro,
Poseidon.
because I'm being told I did.
He's done this before. He's done
Hold
this
on.
before,
All
and
right,
then
go.
and then
May
when
I
there's
say,
proof,
go.
he does this. Oh, you know what the thing is? It's because
May
I
I?
mixed up this memory with that, and he's doing the same fucking thing right now, and that's what's bothering me.
May I?
Yeah.
You shot last night, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You Lysoled.
Yeah.
Where'd you throw away the Lysol wipes?
Garbage.
Which one? The main one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go see.
What happens? What happens now?
He may have done it before the show. I wasn't here, but not after.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay.
I told you.
Oh, I took out the garbage.
No, he didn't take out the garbage. I was here. We left together.
Didn't. I would have known.
Okay, it
that.
doesn't matter. Okay, look. So let's talk about Zelensky because he's going. He's doing like this tour of every.
He's filtering through the garbage right now.
Wouldn't it be on top?
It should be on top. If you threw it away last night, no one's been here since then.
Yeah, why would you filter through the garbage? If no one's been here since then, why wouldn't it be on top? If you did it when you ended the podcast. You just found a random Lysol wipe. Think about what you just said.
The garbage. It's the only Lysol wipe.
Anyways.
Okay,
Anyways.
okay, let's go,
Anyways,
guys.
anyways.
We lost fucking 10 minutes.
So
man,
why wouldn't it be
talking
on top
about
of the
wipes.
garbage? You're the last person to use the garbage, no?
Because we throw out other stuff too.
What? What did we throw out after?
Obviously, after I throw out all this shit, bro.
Oh, stop, bro.
This is what the people come for.
Yeah.
All right. So Zelensky is doing like a parliament tour of all these NATO member countries. Yeah, no, it smells. Yeah, it smells. So yesterday he spoke in the Canadian Parliament. Today, this
Zelensky?
morning. Yeah, they have.
He was here?
No, they have him virtually. He's done it in the UK as well. I can't remember. I think in Germany as well. So, anyways, he's going around all the NATO member countries.
He's on tour.
And motivating everyone. His argument basically is that we need more help from the international community. We need more support than just moral support that we've had. And so that's it. So he spoke yesterday to the Canadian parliamentarians, this morning to the American congressmen and congresswomen. And it's funny because yesterday, as soon as that feed started, Russia released a statement saying that 240 almost Canadian MPs are banned from Russia. They're persona non grata. Fuck, man.
100% misremembering. 100% misremembering, and it's pissing me off.
Bro, I had
Call
a phone
Guido.
call. I had a phone call. It doesn't matter whether I call.
Oh, why? The one other guy that was here, why don't you want to ask him?
If he remembers or not, I don't know. But I remember.
But why don't you see if he
after
remembers?
the
Maybe
show.
he remembers. Maybe he's going to tell you, yes, you did. I remember that. Or maybe he's going to tell you, no, I
It's
don't
your
fucking
fault
remember.
because you said the mic smell first.
No, but because I
you said
remember I
it
was here,
smells.
and then I thought he's gonna do it in the.
11:30.
Who gives a shit?
You-
Because
you- no,
he's
'cause
probably
you-
not awake.
you said the
he's
mic
gonna do it in the
smells.
morning. Yeah,
So
I
how
go,
does
he's
that-
gonna, in my head I go, he's gonna do it in the morning. But then you kept complaining now, so I'm wondering, did he do it before the show started? But I wasn't here to tell you. But I was here last night, and I can tell you, last night he didn't. When we left. We all left together.
Fucking God, but I did, bro.
What time did you guys leave?
12:34.
12:34. Specific, very specific.
Because I was looking at the computer because
Here
we
he
had.
is on the phone in the lobby
Guys, oh my God, who gives a shit?
because he's not gonna stop if we don't confirm it.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
That does sound like Guido though.
Anyway, so yeah. So as soon as he
I'm
appeared,
just gonna go through this. You guys keep going.
Yeah, go.
and so as soon as that speech started in the Canadian Parliament, Russia released a statement banning all these Canadian MPs from Russia. So there's, I think, close to 240 MPs out of 330, whatever they are, persona non grata, including Justin Trudeau, the Foreign Affairs Minister, the opposition leaders,
Which
and all these.
version of Trudeau? Like which outfit?
Yeah, we don't know that.
Okay.
They weren't specific.
He's gonna sneak in.
Dressed,
I'm waiting.
dressed in a Russian, what's it called, a doll.
Yeah,
You see,
the hat.
babushka.
No, that's an old granny.
Yeah, that's how he's
He's
gonna
dressed up
sneak
as a
in.
babushka.
Yeah, whatever.
Привет! Why are you painted that way? I'm Black Russian.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like the joke of the day, right? Like, ooh, okay, yeah, you're banning Canadians. It's not like we were going to come to Russia anyway. Of course, it's just as a show, I guess. I mean, Russia banned, and in addition to the Canadian ones, they also banned American politicians, including Biden, the Foreign Affairs, the Secretary of State, and a bunch of other ones.
How are you gonna see it?
anyway.
If I Lysol in here.
Because you're not coming out with fucking Lysol wipes, bro.
You walked
Bro,
out.
it was one Lysol wipe that I had that I wiped the whole table. I did the headphones.
You know what? I'm just gonna send it to you. You can watch it yourself.
Yeah.
I won't even.
Just send them.
So yeah, bunch.
I was
of,
right about the time, 12:34, something like that.
12:28.
Oh,
it
fucking
started.
good, eh?
But you
Good
probably left around 12:34. You were wandering around.
Yeah. Smart.
He took a phone call. He went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Threw the keys down. You guys were
I remember
still
this
in
too.
here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
So
how
I
it
know I
started.
don't need to watch before because you would have seen him if you were in here.
No, when he went to the phone call, he had done it. The cameras were still open. That was yeah. No, I have a good memory. Yeah, but I just because I remember thinking about it when we were leaving, and then in my head I thought, who gives a shit? He's gonna do it tomorrow morning. I was worried about COVID.
Keep going, George.
But then because you complained, I'm under the assumption I wasn't here in the morning that he did not do it in the morning, and I'm gonna ask before the show, did you Lysol? I'm just
No, because I
there's
did
no
it last
proof.
night.
Okay,
It's yours.
Well,
It's
here's
yours.
Yeah,
Watch it. Let's continue
He's
the
sending it
show.
to you, but the other thing is, even if you did it last night, what was the rule that we used to say before and after every podcast, right?
Yes, this morning I should have done it.
Okay.
You're right. 100%.
Okay,
Oh,
but at least
that's
he's
the rule before and after.
That's
yeah,
fine.
before and after. But
No,
at
no.
least he's not bullshitting about this morning.
No, but I'm not.
because I wouldn't know.
bullshitting
This
about
morning
last
I have
night.
no proof.
I'm not bullshitting about last night either, though.
I was here last night. You're misremembering.
Bro,
Maybe you did it before I got
came
here.
back from my phone call and I did it. Guido
No, you
was
didn't.
Guido had
I thought I was
stood up.
solving
and
it,
I did
misremembering.
it.
honestly. I
I'm
thought I
telling
was
you.
solving it by giving him the video.
Yeah.
Just watch
Anyways,
the
you
video.
have the video, bro.
It's in. It's sending in
Yeah.
WhatsApp. It needs like a minute. Go on.
Okay, so
So,
a bunch
let me
of
just recap
Western,
fast.
a bunch of Western
Trudeau's dressed
politicians.
up as an old lady. He's in Russia. Go.
Yeah. So they can't go to Russia. I'm not so sure how that helps any situation.
Yeah,
but
Trudeau is banned from Russia. I heard.
Everyone.
So's
George
Biden.
just told us.
I just fuck it.
No, so is Biden too.
Yeah,
Everybody.
yeah, a bunch of Western. They're just
Sanctions against them.
sanctioned. Yeah,
That's how it works. Sanctions go both ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of sanctions Russia can put on politicians. Like, what can
Not
it,
much.
Well-
Nothing that would actually hurt them.
Did you hear what Saudi
like
Arabia is doing?
individuals.
do you think
No.
these guys have any assets in Russia that they could have seized?
Maybe.
No, but well, they did. They said they nationalized some American stuff over there.
Oh, did they?
Yesterday, yeah.
I mean,
They're
but those
fighting
aren't.
back.
Yeah.
Did you see what the Saudis said yesterday? No. Oh, this is crazy. That's how much of a bitch.
Well,
Biden
because
is.
the negotiation now is happening on gas production and with the Saudis,
The
right?
Saudis are contemplating switching so that their currency to buy oil and all that. They're back
To the yen,
No,
yeah.
is the yen, the Chinese yen. And because Biden's such a retard, he hasn't realized that'll fuck up America. It's so
fuck up
stupid.
everything.
Yeah. Mostly America.
A lot of barking.
Are those dogs?
Yeah, those are dogs.
Okay.
Who let them out?
Anyway,
Oof, oof, oof. That was a huge hit.
And you know what? Looking
Does
back
he have
on
another
it
song,
makes
that
us-
guy?
Yeah. Who put them back in? Arf,
No, he doesn't have no. What's his name, that guy?
I'll tell you. Hold on.
anyway,
I literally throw it out at the beginning of the video. The Lysol that was in my hand.
I'll check after. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Check.
we're wasting
But
way too much
you
time.
can't
on this.
see it, but bro, but you see me go to the garbage. Oh, bro, I'm getting very pissed off.
I didn't say no. I said I have to check it out.
Yeah, let the forensics expert check it out.
Okay, bro.
Funny if he walks into the office 4 seconds later, he goes out. I Lysol, bro. It takes 4 seconds to do this room.
There it is.
Let me
He's
see
going
it.
to throw it out. It's in his hand. See it? Right
see it.
there. You have to like scrub it. It's fast. You don't see it
Nah,
until
bro.
you slow it down. He's holding it in his hand. I can see it.
Say sorry now. Fuck.
I can't say sorry.
Yes.
No, go to the beginning of the video. How long is he in there for?
Oh, I don't know. The video starts with him exiting. But you guys are still in the room. Which,
Yeah.
which
Oh, no,
means-
then you didn't do Lysol while I was in the room. You went and take a phone call after the podcast.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Whoa.
You were still in the room, bro. You were still in the room. Hold on. I
Hold
Lysol-
on a
okay,
second.
let
Hold
me-
on a
let
second,
me-
because now I'm gonna fucking punch him in the face.
Okay.
This is literally how
Let
the
me
podcast
recreate what
ended.
happened.
Hold on, let me tell you how the podcast ended, because now I'm getting fucking pissed off. Holy fucking shit! I can't believe you're this full of shit.
I'm gonna go
the
check the
podcast
previous
ends,
videos.
bro.
Come on.
The podcast ends. Listen to me. The podcast
listening,
ends.
I'm listening.
The cameras, they're still on. Because I remember I had to turn the camera off. The cameras are still on. We're here with Guido. He does this. Pulls out his phone. No Lysol. Pulls out his phone.
Yeah, here he is.
Yeah, I
Get
said I
up.
Lysoled after the phone
This
call.
is him with
No,
his phone.
that's not what it shows here. That's not what it shows here. When you went to the garbage.
No.
When it shows when you went to the garbage is when you left and when you first exited.
No,
No, at first.
That's
No,
what
no.
he just said.
No. Here's him first exiting on his phone. It's because if
gonna
there's
go
no
fucking
motion
crazy, bro.
outside, it doesn't record. So
So you have him coming back in. There's motion outside.
So here's him leaving right after the podcast ended. He's taking a phone call. He's holding
Yes.
his phone. I saw it. Right?
Fucking lose my shit.
Where is he? I assume you went outside to take the call.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so you're outside for a while. It stopped recording because you were outside, right?
You have the
So
outside.
that's 12:11. 12:18, you return. Yeah, he just walked back
7
in.
minutes, bro. I thought it was shorter than that.
He comes back in, right?
Yeah.
There he is, looking around as ever.
Stupid.
They all wish they could see. Everyone's like,
I think the looking around was like, do I grab a Lysol from the lobby or
don't start
Okay,
adding
now
stuff.
you see this is the
I mean,
sauce shit.
You were looking around at this wall, by the way.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you were
It's
just-
just, you see what I mean? Like
Okay, that
he
was-
always goes for the fucking lie, bro. I'm fucking losing my
Nah,
shit.
don't always
I was
go
looking at
to
the wall. I was like, do I get a Lysol from this wall? Like, come on, bro, stop.
It is now 12:18. He's been in the room. The camera stopped recording because it's 12:18. Now, moving to 12:24.
God, man, what
That's
are we
6 minutes
doing?
later. He exits. Where is he? He exits.
Well, he's gonna exit.
He's drinking a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
but
walking
before I
Wait.
drank the bottle of water, I walked over to the garbage bin.
No. This is before.
Yeah, this is what
Oh,
we're
okay.
showing.
So now you're looking into the room talking to them,
Oh yeah, I brought you water. Yeah.
and you're going to his office. And now Guido's wandering about.
Sounds like something he would do.
He looks confused, Guido.
It's a perpetual.
The camera's moved. Hold on, I can't see. He comes out holding a
Water.
coffee cup. You're throwing away coffee cups now.
Yeah. He comes out of where?
Of the studio. He came back.
So it stopped recording him going to the.
No, because
Okay.
Guido
Oh,
was
you
there.
forwarded. Okay.
Now you're drinking water very thirstily, like in the lobby.
Me
like
too.
really
Me too. I
fucking
downed mine.
downing
I
it.
downed mine. That's valid.
Now you're walking.
I remember finishing.
You're
my
standing in
water.
the threshold of this door. I can still
That's
see
Guido
you.
standing and moved.
No,
out
I
of
can
the-
see you.
Oh, okay,
I can
okay,
still
okay.
see you. You're standing at the door and you're talking. Guido just walked in and out. He kind of like moved you to the side, and now it stopped recording. It is now 12:24.
Okay.
The next video starts at 12:28. 4 minutes later, with you still. No, Guido's in the doorway now.
Okay, that's the one you sent me, right?
Yeah, and you walk out potentially holding something. 4 minutes is enough time. Now the question is,
Yes, but
do
maybe
you
you weren't
just not remember?
I don't
Which
think
is
so, no.
possible because
Anything is possible, but no.
because you tend to be very
You don't
tend
remember.
to do
I'll
this
tell you
a
why.
lot.
I
you
wasn't
don't
on my
remember.
phone. I was here.
I'll tell
I was
you why you don't
uploading the
remember.
videos.
You were bringing up clips and you were bringing up moments from the intellectuals episode that we recorded.
That was before he
I'm
was
gonna-
at the
I'm gonna
doorway.
make
That was
a-
when he was
I'm gonna
sitting.
make a call
You're
here.
lying.
I'm gonna
That was
make
when
a
he was
call.
still sitting. That's what I'm saying. You're bullshitting. You're mixing up ideas.
Okay.
When he was at the doorway, I wasn't bringing up clips because he couldn't. It was when he was sitting here that I brought it up.
Memory-
But we're talking. You guys were talking about something I Lysoled.
Guys,
while you guys were talking.
memories are not a valid defense here. We have photographic evidence. As an arbiter who cares neither way how this goes, I don't care. It seems to me, based on the evidence at my disposal and the fact that I do believe that it is possible that you were just too busy and you didn't notice.
It wasn't, no.
I'm just saying, this is what I believe. It's
Yeah.
possible. I can't prove his innocence, but he's created enough reasonable doubt with the evidence that
But there's no evidence.
I have to acquit. It looks like he's holding a wipe to me. He does go to the closet and put his hand into it.
That's bullshit. Because even if he is holding a wipe, he's always using the wipes. It doesn't mean that he cleaned the fucking mics.
What? I'm
What
not
was
always
he
using the
using it
wipes.
Like all the tables when there's coffee and shit like that. Anyways, he didn't do it. I was here. I was sitting right there.
I Lysoled, bro. I did it. I did the headphones. I did everything.
I don't believe it.
He wore them, you wore them. Because if they hadn't been worn since, I could have given them the old. But now
You
they just
know,
smell like
I've only
George.
forgotten once recently, and I can tell you exactly the time I forgot.
I've lost
was
interest
last
in this
Wednesday
whole process.
after the in bed with Poseidon.
Okay.
I forgot because I told myself I'll do it tomorrow, or whatever, because we were going. But then we went on tour and stuff. But I remember forgetting. I was like, I didn't Lysol. Yes,
That was the only time
ye-
you forgot.
Yeah.
Well, then what happened this morning, sir, when you didn't do it
but
before
you-
this show? I believe
Yes,
your
but the
your
most-
general inclination
Hold on.
is to go
Oh
to the
my
lie,
God. Now you're
even
fucking-
though.
now
Hold
you're
on.
fucking-
Nah,
now
always the lie, always the
see it,
lie.
bro.
So we know we've established,
You know what I
we've
mean, bro.
established,
You know what I mean,
we've
bro.
established
I know what I
that you
mean.
didn't do it
You
today. We've
motherfucker.
established that, and then you thought you could omit that from the histories by fucking lying. Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. What you should do is go to the Ukraine and join that fucking Nazi battalion. And go with their bullshit, because they like to lie too.
I hate Nazis.
Fucking bullshit. Anyways, this is what I deal with.
It's a smear.
This is
on
what
my
I deal
name.
with. This is what I fucking deal with, bro.
Smear.
You could
This
just
is-
fire him and hire
You are
someone
running our
else.
smear campaign.
More competent, less expensive.
Then Poseidon?
Yeah.
No, I need him because he needs to prove everyone that doubted him wrong. So if I fire him, then he fails.
He needs to prove
But if
everyone
I-
that doubted him wrong, but he's disproving.
He's disproving
himself
me.
now.
He's dishonoring me. But everyone else that talks shit about him,
He is
they're going to be
dishonoring you.
upset because he's making money, and I like that.
All right.
I like that more than I hate him.
Would you like that if it was the case for me also?
Nobody talks shit about you. You
lot
talk
of
shit about
people
everyone else.
Good point. Good point.
It's not true. Let's do the show.
Yeah, let's.
Oh yeah. What
Tell
are
us
the
live.
news?
Wait, are we online right now?
We're live, yeah. But the sad truth
I
is,
thought it was a commercial break.
the fan base loves it.
George gave up, bro.
I'm like, fuck that shit. man. Honestly.
George, listen. If you knew,
Look, my wife hasn't texted me to complain yet, so we're good.
you don't know what professional podcasting is, George. You just bared witness to it.
Yeah, just to finish up on the Ukraine thing, there was an interesting article that I read. And
Oh, Spiro was here.
Spirit was here this morning, yeah.
Did he pay his rent?
He said he paid you, except for 1 month.
No, he only paid 1 month.
He
Did
said
he?
it-
No,
I
he
believed him.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he goes, I paid him everything. It's just the 1 month now.
No, he didn't say that.
He did. I was like, oh, that's great. Good.
Oh, you're fucking with me.
No, I mean, I don't want to be having this conversation on air. To
Oh,
be
okay, I'm gonna
honest.
call him right now. Yeah,
But
okay,
yeah.
when we're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
let's
I
expose.
don't know if he's starting. I don't know
Let's
if he's
expose
starting
more lies.
I don't know if he's starting shit right now.
Live on the
Were you here
morning
for that?
show.
No.
No.
Mute my mic.
Okay, guys, we'll discuss this later, man. Fuck, honestly.
Oh no, but really? Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
we're back.
Yeah, just so we can finish up on the Ukraine thing, because there's a lot of talk now about potentially some sort of negotiation happening where there's a ceasefire.
Sorry, what are we even talking about? Can you calm
Yeah,
down?
we're still in the Ukraine.
Oh,
thing.
Ukraine.
But
Yeah,
there was an
okay.
interesting. There was an article and by Richard Martineau, and I don't really like this guy to begin with, but it was an interesting article that he wrote, and he referenced an event that happened in September of '38, where the leaders of the big European powers then at that time, UK and France, they had gone to Munich where they had signed an agreement with Hitler. That
As one does.
Exciting.
yeah, they had signed an agreement with Hitler saying that because he wanted to annex a part of Czechoslovakia at that time. So they went to sign an agreement saying that, okay, we're going to allow you to annex this part of whatever part of Czechoslovakia, and that's it, right? Like sort of like as a guarantee that they wouldn't cause any more harm in any other European nation. So this was on the 30th of September, 1938. So he writes in his article that, they came back as heroes, right? The UK celebrated their prime minister at that time for negotiating that kind of peace deal with Hitler. And he came back. So what he's saying is that the Neville Chamberlain at that time, the English prime minister, came back thinking, oh, this is going to be great. They're gonna love what we did and blah, blah, blah. And so the people obviously greeted him with so much praise. Contrary to him, though, the French president at that time, he was thinking, shit, how can I go back to France now? They're going to hate me for what I did. I'm going to get so criticized for this. This was a very bad move. We should not have trusted Hitler. And when he landed in France, he was praised as well. They're like, yay, congratulations, blah, blah. And in his head, he was thinking, and this has been documented historically, he was thinking, poor idiots, fuck, if only they knew what we just did, right? They're praising me for something that I don't think that we should have done. And all this to say that obviously that peace negotiation, whatever deal they made, ended up being bullshit, right? Because the guy occupied all of Europe. So what he's trying to do here from the article is make a contrast to what's happening now. Are we trusting... should we trust Putin in thinking that, okay, let's negotiate a ceasefire or whatever agreement, we'll give you whatever you acquired, we'll annex that to Russia, and that's it? And is that what's going to happen? Or should we remain in fear?
So like give them an inch, take a mile kind of thing?
Yeah, should we remain in fear that he can potentially maybe occupy other former Soviet republics? I don't know. Interesting point, though. I read the article, and I'm like, you know what? He brings a good point. I mean, can he be trusted? I mean, if ever they do negotiate and say, listen, you'll take the entire east coast of Ukraine, whatever, from Mariupol all the way, to the eastern provinces that wanted to separate, and that's it. Fuck off. That we'll create like a buffer zone.
They shouldn't take anything, but
I agree 100%. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, whatever they negotiate, is Putin to be trusted? And it's a big question mark.
I don't trust any of these fucking people.
I think no politician is to be trusted.
Yeah, I think, look, at the only argument you can make is for those Lugansk, where the fuck they're called, those two
Donetsk and Lugansk.
Yeah, the only reason why you can make an argument is because both sides, the Russians and the Ukrainians, fucked up on that one. Because for years the Ukrainians were saying they're fucking Russian rebels in there, they're rebellious, they're Russians, and the Russians are like, all right, they're Russian, we recognize them, it's a republic. No, they're not Russian. So they both really fucked up on that. So the argument can be made if those guys want to be independent or they want to go Russian, whatever. But for everything else, bro, that's crazy. You can't just start giving away land.
No, of course not.
No, of course not.
Of course not.
Sovereign nation.
Exactly.
Who's going to decide which part of another sovereign state will be given away?
Well, that's what they're going.
NATO.
That's what they're going to negotiate. I don't know, but I'm 100% against that. I mean,
obviously,
get your ass out of Ukraine and figure out another way to negotiate. Like, I don't know. They're talking about now Ukraine declaring itself as a neutral state,
as a World Heritage Site.
Whatever.
No one can do anything. It's genius.
Speaking of last week, stuff that happened with relation to the Ukraine conflict. Russia passed a law where any misinformation or any fake news
this was funny.
would be susceptible to at least 12 years imprisonment, right? So again, what would be considered fake news? We don't know. It's so
news
basically
that is fake, George.
Yeah, basically it's Russia saying, look, if you say shit that I don't like, we're grabbing you straight to fucking jail. And yesterday, live on Russian TV, there's a journalist
who ran out with the sign.
Yeah,
I saw that.
She ran out with a sign saying, I'm against this. Let's not believe the Russian propaganda. People are dying. But I don't know exactly what the sign said. But in any case,
it said no war. I remember that.
Yeah, it said
I saw
no war, whatever.
Yeah, let me read it. Let me read it for everyone. It says, no war. Ostanovite. I'm trying to read Russian, but I realize it's too different from Greek. I can't do it.
It is. So anyway,
the alphabet is
she was immediately
Space
arrested.
language.
She was immediately arrested. From what I read today, she was released with some fine. So, I mean, she won't be imprisoned. But she's making international news. I mean, these are the people that are considered courageous now, stepping up to Putin. Whatever.
What does what did Trudeau make a statement on this? Like, how does he feel about people being fined or imprisoned for fake news that he decides what's real or not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if Trudeau's for or against that.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, moving on from that conflict, which I honestly, I'm sure that I'm in a group of many people that thought that this would have been over by now. I thought Russia was going to walk in a couple of days, just take over Ukraine.
To me, that's the most questionable thing.
Yeah, they're content with just murdering indiscriminately, especially they sent in the Chechens. I think that would have been better.
I read that they also sent Syrian mercenaries.
Yeah, Syrian mercenaries, and even the Chechen guy told, because apparently Putin's going like really slow because he keeps thinking that politically the West is going to come in and be like, all right, let's negotiate, but they're not doing it because the Chechen guy apparently had told him, forget these people, just let us go in and go scorch earth. We don't care. Women, children, let's just kill everyone. And apparently Putin was still like, well, because he knows that there's no coming back from that. The second the Chechens go full Chechenian, it's done. Really? And already now it's bad. Already now I think Putin doesn't have a way back into society of the Western world. But if the Chechens go full hardcore, then the whole world has to go in and bomb them.
Well, look, I've been listening to a lot
of... Because the Chechens want to do Hitler shit. The Chechens are like, no, anybody's in front of us, we fucking kill them.
They're like, what's the term? Flash battalions? No.
That's not war anymore. That's 100% genocide.
That's massacre.
Because during war, you're supposed to conceivably go by soldiers fight soldiers. You have prisoners of war if somebody gives up. Like there's rules of engagement, they say.
But the Chechens don't.
The Chechens do not want. The Chechens said, "Let us go full. Anybody we see, we kill."
Like
the Turks.
Like back in the day, the Turks, like hardcore Ottoman Empire shit. That's fucked up, dude. If they do that already, I'm telling you,
who do you think taught them that?
Already, Putin has no way back. Putin, there's no way he can get back into society with the civilized world because of this. If he does that, everyone is forced to attack him. The Chinese would have to be like, fuck, and they would have to switch sides. It's injustifiable. That's why he's not pulling the trigger on that yet.
Yeah, but at the same time,
if the Chechens would go rogue because they have.
If the Chechens go rogue, he's fucked too because he's gonna get the blame.
They're still gonna spin it on him.
So this is the thing now, because I listened to a lot of analysts on this conflict, and they're questioning now if whether or not Putin can actually come back and say, okay, you know what, we've done enough, let's pull back, or is that going to be perceived as a defeat? Unless
he comes out and says like, what, we're done. Our objective is complete.
I mean, they're questioning a bunch of things. So, but a lot of them seem to be kind of firm on the idea that there's no going back now. He's in it all the way. His goal right now is to just fucking take over Kiev.
Legacy. This is Putin's legacy now. Whatever happens will be his legacy.
Then, depending on what happens, let's assume that actually does happen, that eventually over time, I mean, the Ukrainians, you got to give them, they've been resisting much more than anyone ever predicted that they would last.
Goddamn right.
But over time, experts are saying that, if this doesn't end soon, obviously Russia can fucking, now, if that were to happen, then what's in it for Putin going forward, right? I mean, you're completely secluded from the rest of the world. In the international community has sanctioned you, and they're obviously not going to pull away those sanctions. So, did Putin bring Russia and its people back 40 years with this?
More than 40 years. This is very bad. This is very bad. It brought him back 40 years politically, West versus Russia, yes.
But even economically.
But economically, it's going to bring him way further back. It's and he's pulling a Trudeau where if reporters are talking against him,
it's fake news.
It's fake news. He's discrediting people. People are disappearing. Protesters.
I mean, he's always done that though.
Protesters are getting. I mean, they're not getting their bank accounts frozen and stuff. He didn't go full Canadian communist level yet, but he's still pretty bad. He's still pretty bad. Yeah.
I remember, and this is not new, guys. By the way, Putin has always been like this. And I can't remember which comedian was laughing at it, saying that, Putin has changed, and finally he recognizes gay rights. And he was referring back then to a decision that Putin had made
to invite Justin Trudeau to Russia for speaking.
This is before Justin Trudeau
commitment.
So it was a stupid, a bit there.
Yeah.
About, finally Putin woke up and he's accepting and he's for gay rights, referring to a decision that they made to bring in the gay community into the army. Because I can't remember what conflict was happening. I think it was actually Chechnya, where he said, gay people are allowed to come to the army, and he was going to put them at the front lines.
This guy's insane. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems Putin-esque.
Yeah.
Finally, last bit of news. We're in
wait a second. So in this war, all the Russian deaths, the first line, it's just a bunch of gay people.
No, I don't know.
There's more jokes to be made there.
Yeah. I mean, do you think he purposely? He's like, yeah, we're gonna take some casualties.
So you think he's just fake invading the Ukraine so he can kill off all the gay Russians
and then pull in Iran and be like, there are no gays in Russia? Do you remember when Iran did that?
I do. Yeah.
God.
And they had a lot of gays.
It's kind of like COVID in North Korea when it started. 1 case, 0 case. 0 case, 1 case. 1 case, 2 case, no case. COVID, bang.
There's a landfill somewhere there. Just
That's the statistical
Yeah.
dumping ground. Yeah.
anyway. Back
I
to
can't recover from that whole.
whatever.
The flow of the show feels off to me.
It's
now.
okay. So back to Quebec. We're in the last stretch. Today, the government is going to come out with its plan on moving forward in lifting all measures. So we know that by early April, everything should be lifted, even the masks.
I look forward to a day where I can't be accosted by old North African men.
You
for
can.
not wearing my
Oh yeah,
mask.
you were yesterday. You were accosted. Yeah, by an imbecile.
Yeah. So we're waiting to see what's going to be announced today. So maybe we'll have more on that on Friday.
They said mid-April, but they haven't put like a hard date, so I'm not sure what he's doing. Like, what
Yeah.
he's
So
trying to
maybe
figure out.
that's why I'm curious to see
are you
exactly
looking up?
what will be announced.
I googled. I found this guy, this journalist's Twitter, Patrick Lancaster.
Okay, that's a good
He's,
name.
It is a good name.
Yeah, he's covering the Ukraine-Russia war and Russia-occupied territory, and bro, it's fucking brutal, bro. Like I saw a video, bro. Of,
Bro, there
Seething description.
There was the worst thing I saw, and I'm not saying other stuff doesn't matter. All of this war is bad, but the worst story that I saw about it, which enraged
Maternity
me,
ward.
was not even the maternity ward. It was that mother and her kids that were walking the street, and they all got.
They were trying to evacuate. Yeah,
they were
and
trying to
got
evacuate,
shot, yeah.
and they all got basically murdered, slaughtered, point blank.
Did not see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
see
bro.
It was a New York Times photographer that it went all around the world.
Dude, I was
that family.
raging, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying is there's rules of engagement.
Yeah.
That's not something you're supposed to do.
No.
At all. So already you
I mean,
see,
right now, you know that Russia is playing with people's fucking emotions. It's like, listen, you don't get your leaders to fucking
Play
accept
ball?
what's
We're gonna keep
happening,
killing
we're going to
kids.
start killing you. And they're bombing civilians. I mean, there's apartment buildings that they're bombing in Kiev now. So look, guys, it's war. It's.
But then again, I pretend this is what makes me stupid is that I think like, oh, they're gonna go by the rules of engagement. Innocent people won't. They don't give a fuck.
It never
bro.
happens.
They don't
Did
give
you
a
guys see? Did you guys see that clip of the Sky News team being attacked?
No?
No,
Holy shit!
this is the first positive news I hear about the war. What happened?
What are you talking about?
Doesn't like Sky News.
Fucking guy.
Joking, bro. Go.
No, it's fucking chilling, bro. It's like
What happened?
they're in the car and they hear like an explosion and you can hear the reporters like, was that a bomb? Are they firing at us? And then you hear the bullets and then like,
Oh, fuck.
You got murdered.
No, they didn't. So they fled. But the guy had his camera on, so you see that all the time. They're like, journalist. You hear the gunshot, and they're like, okay, we gotta go, let's go. And the guy's like, I think I've been hit. And they're just, the guy has his camera on.
I'd watch this. This is intense.
Oh, this is crazy,
Hold
dude.
on, I'm gonna say two things. Number
So
one,
they run, they fall into a ditch, and then they get into this warehouse, and like, it's
look, very
crazy.
scary. Number one. Number two, you are in the middle of a war zone, though. This
Well,
could happen.
that's what's a dangerous job, and a lot of these war
Are you
photographers
trying
or
to find
journalists.
this? It just read Sky News team under fire near Kiev.
That's fucking crazy. But these are the risks you take to go in there. Very risky.
And,
Yeah.
and mind you,
You don't hear
That's
firemen
true.
complaining. I got burnt.
Yeah.
I got wet a bit. Like
I
it's
found
part of the
Yeah,
job.
and there's been, I think, 5 or 6 journalists that have died
Should we
already.
watch
in
it?
the
Yeah, I
conflict,
saw a
which,
few.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a war zone you'd want to go into as a journalist. There's no rules of.
absolutely not.
If anyone is interested, there was a documentary that I saw that got me really interested in photography.
Oh, the Greek guy.
No, Chris Hondros you're talking
Yeah,
about. Right? No.
Who died in, yeah.
Yeah, he died in the Middle East. No, there was another one.
A lot of people
by,
died in the Middle East.
I forget his name.
He was
What's
a
his name?
photojournalist. It's different.
Yeah,
A lot of them
I
died there.
can't remember the guy.
Also, he was a Greek guy. It's different.
A lot of Greeks were killed by the Ukrainians before the
I
I
war
saw,
started.
yeah, the Rosopodi.
Wait, something like that. Anyways,
I
there's
have the
this,
video. We'll watch it after.
there's this famous photographer, and there's a documentary that was on the movie network back
That was
in
actually a
the
funny
day.
argument in Greece.
called,
side
called-
note for him, for Mitsotai, because he said, look, worst case scenario, we don't like what Russia's doing. We're going to help the Ukraine. And then I saw online people were like, well, in this conflict, the only people that killed Greeks, and a lot of them, were the Ukrainians. And he's like, no, we're in NATO. We got to help the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Did they?
yeah, the Mariupol, these, you didn't see the news.
Bombed by Russians.
No, before it started, before the war
Oh,
even started,
before,
right now, like a
right,
week
yeah.
before, they said they got drunk Ukrainian soldiers. They went in, they were indiscriminately killing Greeks. There's a lot of Greeks there.
Yeah, I know. They have a historic population.
Oh shit!
And so for everyone who's interested, there's a documentary.
Fucking Nazi battalions!
It's called The War Photographer. Super fucking amazing.
Seems aptly titled.
Yeah, Russell Brand apparently is trying to get. They're trying to cancel him.
Why?
He's been
How does your
talking.
brain work?
He's been talking a lot of shit.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
About who? How do you cancel Russell Brand? He's uncancelable.
Well, that's what they say about everyone, but they'll try.
No.
They're making
But
him
what
out
for,
to be
though?
an
What
extreme.
happened? What did he say?
Speaking out against
he's talking out
everything and
against Trudeau, against Putin, against like he's saying what we're saying.
Well, you guys, he's allowed.
Yeah, he's allowed. But the thing is now, anytime you say something that goes counter the mainstream narrative. They just put a label on you and they say
I'm tired
right
of this
wing.
shit, man. Honestly,
The
I'm
best
tired.
part is
Rumble.
right wing
No
now.
one's gonna bother. I'm
Right wing
tired.
now doesn't mean a wing of politics anymore
No.
because they just put the label on anybody. It could be the biggest communist. It doesn't matter. They're gonna be like, he's a right winger because he doesn't think children should wear masks.
I got
It's
called-
crazy.
Last
Are
week
you
I got
gonna
called
play the
right-wing.
clip? Do you want to play the clip or do you want me to just?
Do you have the clip, Poseidon?
Sorry,
He's
the
lost.
clip
He's not paying attention.
The clip of what? Sorry.
You said you saved the clip for the journalist, the Sky News.
Sky News. Yeah, you guys want it?
Sure.
Well, that's why he
Let's
asked
end
you
the
to pull it
show
up.
on fucking.
If not, we'll finish on whatever.
News team under fire.
We'll put it like here. Hold on.
This better not be a deep fake.
Is there audio?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or else there'll
I
be
know
no
the
point.
Video has audio. I mean, this Poseidon has he set up
Yeah,
audio?
yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Is it
But,
normal? Is it
no.
normal that it's buffering?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's fucking Sky News
Sky
website.
News is shitty fucking
Yeah.
servers. Is that Zelensky? It must be Zelensky on the
That's
front
not-
line.
Never seen a bra.
Bro, this war is the tits.
No wires, no catch.
Let's watch this instead, bro.
I love that you're getting targeted ads for your tits.
It's your account.
Skip it, bro. Skip
He's
it.
trying, but he's too busy fucking touching his
Some viewers may find Stuart's report disturbing. Other people are very excited.
Stewart's report.
Yeah, what is it?
I didn't know we were on a first name
That's
basis
so weird.
with
That's
Stewart.
the first time I see
I
something.
like Liam's reporting.
All right.
The Ukrainian people are being attacked from the air, from artillery, from ground troops and tanks.
Oh,
The debris of this war
What is
litters
that?
every street. But the government has warned for days of Russian saboteurs who've infiltrated the country to bring terror. Death squads who are attacking civilians in their cars.
They're called Chechens.
They do exist. As we found out.
that was great.
It wasn't. Something blew up under us.
Under us.
Oh, there's a big fucking bridge.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, there's people fighting under a bridge. Oh, that's not what you described. I thought they were getting shot at.
They are. They hit the car. You heard it?
Holy shit, bro.
They're under fire. Yeah. Did you just scream "run away"? Oh! Fuck!
Who's shooting them?
Russians, I guess.
How do you know?
Russians are
It could be Ukrainians that think that they're Russian.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah, what are you doing hanging out there, bro?
Where are they gonna go? Fucking, what do you do? Like, what do you do?
Don't go in the war zone.
Well, the
It's their job.
We think
Okay,
it's
so
a
don't complain.
Ukrainian checkpoint
What do you want me to tell you?
mistake, So we identify ourselves.
British journalists! Journalists!
Fake news!
They couldn't learn the Russian or Ukrainian word for
For journalists, at least. At the very
the
least.
guy said it.
Journalisti.
He said journalisti or whatever.
Journalisti! Fuck, bro, thank God they didn't die, but a lot of other people did
They
die.
got shot. They got shot.
But they didn't die.
No.
So wait,
They
they
got
identified
shot.
themselves and now they stopped shooting?
No. They're gonna
Somehow
keep
we
getting.
have to get out of this, but the rounds keep coming. It's a professional ambush. The bullets just don't miss.
Where can we go? Shall I crawl? Can we crawl down the embankment?
Fucking crazy, bro. I would have shot my pants.
I'm sure they did.
Look at her. She's fucking crawling away.
Wait, is she dead? Like, I don't understand.
No. They made it. They all made it out.
But how
They
did...
crawled off the side of the bridge. That's their bag. They
Yeah,
used
like
to-
in a ditch or whatever. They
on embankment.
an embankment.
and they're wearing body armor.
Oh, really?
I
What
hope
does that do for you?
But you can get shot in the head, bro.
They have the.
they had the helmet.
It's like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
When he was wearing the body armor and he shot it, he goes, yeah, so we thought about every contingency. That's why we gave him a vest. And then he looks, he's like, what if they shot me in the head? It's a risk we're willing to take.
All right, let's.
Anyway, so they make it out and they go into some
this just keeps
warehouse.
That is funny that the guy's like, these bullets don't miss. It's like, well, everyone's alive, so they do
Professional
miss.
ambush.
Yeah. So look, there's something fucking
true, eh?
there's something fucking crazy about this that we still report. We go to report on war zones like that where you're not supposed to and they're not friendly. It's a little fucking crazy. Dude.
Sorry.
Like that's another weird thing that we do as a society now. We have to report on everything.
Well, it's good that you have this information coming out of the
But
ground.
we're risking more people's lives.
I understand,
but-
but it's
I mean,
still,
but they're
in
doing
my
it of their own
opinion,
free will.
it's still an
So
honor.
then why do we feel bad?
For who? The journalist?
Yeah, every time a journalist dies in his war zone, we feel bad, right? They're like, oh, this person died. But no one ever says what you just said.
Well, we feel bad for everyone.
The journalist's job is an altruistic endeavor to go and find the truth. I mean, that's not the case, really.
They went and found bullets, bro. What truth are they going to find? They're not Batman. They're not investigating.
No, they're just reporting on whatever.
Yeah. Did you guys see the cluster missile that killed like 17 people?
No, what the fuck?
Fuck, 17 people, bro. I saw it. That's
Ukrainians?
That's why I had that face, bro. I was I guess it was a neighborhood, bro.
Lunchtime for me.
No
And,
joke though, guys. This is
I saw the video of the aftermath, bro.
It's sad. I mean, look.
war is not good for fucking anyone.
Except
War is
unless you're in
ugly,
business, then it's good for business. The business
Yeah,
of war.
the business of war. That's what's fucked up, bro. That we can make money off war.
Yeah,
is
I heard you
fucking
talking
crazy.
with Viva about it.
Yeah, it's
One of the few times you articulated something very clearly, but not angrily. Because always it's clear and angry.
Yeah,
this time it wasn't angry.
It makes me sad thinking
was
about
like
that.
sadness,
I
yeah.
see myself. I see like like in these little towns, I see like George with his family like running. Like in my head, that's what I see. I see the people I know, and it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Anyways,
war,
On that lovely note,
cue the music.
war bad.
war bad. War. What is it good for?
Rest in peace to the bad guy. Thank you guys for checking this out. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Don't forget, guys. If you enjoyed this podcast, it was made possible by gentlemen like George Jiggity Chandrizos, who's risking his life coming in here, bringing us the news. He is at risk of getting shot, getting stabbed, or getting canceled by other members of the media.
Forgot the obvious one.
Which one?
Driving over infrastructure built by the Quebec government.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Crosses a bridge in Quebec.
It crosses two bridges to
Life
get
in your
here.
hands.
It's very, very dangerous. So George Jiggity Chandrizos is a podcaster by nature. He just can't stop podcasting. And if you look at the links in the description, you can go to his website. He's got the Backstage podcast where he gives off these hard-hitting interviews.
Gets off hard. What?
He gets hard during interviews. Backstage podcast, very good podcast. One of the good interviewers. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected. People like speaking to him. But also his hit podcast, Just Us Dads, out weekly. Him and his boys talk about what it's like to raise children in this crazy, crazy war-torn, chemical, lobotomized world that we live in right now. Check out Just Us Dads. It's made for dads, but it's mostly for moms. Just Us Dads. Phil Balabanos, filmmaker. He's very upset with Cannes recognizing that TikTok is an actual thing because he's old. But that's not a bad thing. He's so old that he's mastered the craft of creating videos and commercials for people like you. You and not you. Visible minorities are a thing right now. But everyone else,
Running a POC
he'll
discount.
make a commercial for you. So Phil is willing to make any type of commercial, any type of business you have, especially if it's war related. He wants to profit off war like a big boy. So help him out. If you're producing drones, some kind of, I don't know, armor, body armor, maybe tanks, he'll make a commercial for you. But in all seriousness,
I would.
Phil is probably the best filmmaker we have in this city, and he's proven it time and time again with the commercials he makes for successful businesses, such as, I can't tell you because confidentiality
NDA.
stuff. NDA. But most of the big businesses that are in Montreal, he's made their commercials. I can guarantee that. Define big business. Poseidon is DPoseidon69, Twitter and Instagram. Follow him. He's also on Twitch, twitch.tv/DPoseidon69. 2 Drink Minimum just dropped a new episode right now. Check that out on the 2 Drink Minimum channel. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Thank you guys and go fuck yourselves.
Goodbye.